And it's going to be a great challenge. But I know this team is.
You talked to Manuch about that.
It's very dangerous when they are connected. I believe in them.
No control over that here.
Electric needs, call Parker.
And Jimmy, you just cue me whenever you want that top story music, all right?
103 degrees, well above where we should be.
I know, but at some point he's going to cue me.
Sunshine out there, and those clear skies will last into tonight with those temperatures dipping down.
Manuch, learning. I kind of know what I'm doing.
Experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
Been doing this long enough.
Is sponsored by Brake Masters.
Road is a formidable foe. Cars, trucks, buses, bicyclists are all a part of your daily drive. That's where Brake Masters.
That's what the right Toyota coffee is for.
Brake Masters shape today. Download coupons and schedule an appointment.
All right, here we go.
Smartphone.
Brake Masters. We give you an honest break. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call.
You're hot.
602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. on Fox Sports 910.
Hey, everybody, we say good afternoon to you in the Valley of the Sun. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. Also, 99.9 FM HD2 and on the iHeartRadio app. Jax is with us today here at Wright Toyota. And we got Shoop back in the studio. Always good to have him there. Richie is hanging there as well. In fact, Richie's got his feet up on the desk and pretty much doing next to nothing.
And you never know who's going to show up, right? So one of the greatest offensive coordinators of all time, Noel Mazzoni, the one, the only Noel Mazzoni,
right there,
here at Wright Toyota, making it happen.
There you go.
Did you hear that?
I heard that. He said if he was coaching, you'd be his quarterback.
Dang,
yeah,
Skippy.
for what is that? The 85 and over league.
Always great to see one of the greatest OCs
there you
of
go,
all time
my
here
brother.
at Wright Toyota.
How you doing? All right?
I'm doing good. Excited. We've got, I think, just about every sport, and then some this weekend. We got the high school football going strong. We got college. We got NFL. We got NBA preseason starting this weekend. Mm-hmm. We still got, I think, one or two more hockey games.
Last game for the Coyotes is in Tucson.
That's Tucson, right? Yep. And we got the wait a second. You get to see belt on.
Okay.
Hands at 10 and 2.
Yep.
We got the Diamondbacks still playing in a playoff game.
Yeah.
I mean, life is good in Phoenix, Arizona. Hopefully, we can get some wins because last Saturday we were 0 for, or last weekend.
Yeah.
I think we were 0 for 25 in the
something like
state as far as
something like that. It wasn't a good weekend for these state teams. All right, let's go.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, everybody's excited about the D-backs and the Dodgers getting ready to go tomorrow in Los Angeles, and it's going to be a great time. This is going to be fun. Look, I think most people, when the season began, Manuch, that, hey, if they're over 500, we'll be happy, or even just close to 500, we'll be happy. So not only do they slide their way into postseason play, they sweep the Brewers and now are in L.A.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, we all did our predictions. I had the Dodgers, Padres going neck and neck, and then had the Giants, and then it was the D-backs and the Colorado Rockies. And, boy, this team got off to one of those fast starts. You kind of went, wow, okay. And then you saw the Padres fading, saw the Giants really struggling, Dodgers were just doing their thing, but remember, they started off a little slow too.
Yeah, they did.
Then they caught traction, and then just pretty much took off. And it was, think about that, it was the Diamondbacks in first place up until the All-Star break. And after the All-Star break, it like the dam broke. I think reality set in, but you still saw the Padres fade. The Rockies were the Rockies. The Giants making a move. The Dodgers were starting to gather that momentum. And I believe at that point, after the All-Star break, that the D-backs had enough cachet, or credit as I like to call it,
right,
to basically hang in there. And then when the Dodgers just took off, at that point you went, damn, guys.
Is that what you did?
Oh, yeah. We were sitting here
Damn.
bemoaning the fact that the starting rotation couldn't get beyond 4 innings. The bullpen was an absolute mess. I call it a big old melted chocolate mess. And then the trade deadline came, and we talked about what's Mike Hazen going to do. Well, we knew they needed at least some bullpen help, big time.
Correct.
And we also said they need a closer. We also threw in there in our wish list, they need another starter for the rotation and maybe another bat or two. Well, they didn't get another starter, but they got Paul Sewald from the Mariners.
Mm-hmm.
You got Pham and you got Peterson as far as bats are concerned.
Right.
And we were saying, hey, Mike, where's that extra starter that this team needs? Well, lo and behold, you had games by committee from the bullpen. You had Brandon Font was just kind of working his way to becoming comfortable as a rookie.
It's a project.
It was a project. Davies couldn't get out of his own way.
Right.
Ryan Nelson would make an occasional start. And I think once that early August hit, and I think the key was Sewald becoming that legitimate closer, everything else fell in place as far as roles in the bullpen. Pham started to mix in an occasional hit, a little power here and there. And then Corbin Carroll got his second win.
He did.
Because he was in a funk.
Yeah.
I think I call it the rookie funk, where guys hit the wall. So whatever sport you're in, if it's a long
it
season.
happens to everybody.
It happens. He got his second win. Guys started to hit the baseball on a consistent basis. You go into the Cubs, into Wrigley, 3-game set. You sweep them. I think they won 7 or 8 out of 10 during that time frame. And you come home to finish it off, and you lose out to the Astros. Well, we back up. They lost 5 out of the last 7 games.
It wasn't pretty.
It wasn't pretty.
No.
And you lost 3 in a row, but you had enough juice, or the baseball gods, folks, smiled down on the Diamondbacks because the Reds faltered. The Giants faltered. Marlins caught heat. They came forward. But lo and behold, the Diamondbacks won just enough to go ahead and make it into that third wild card spot. And here you go. Anything can happen. And the thing about this game tomorrow, Merrill Kelly, well, the Dodgers have owned him, folks. He's 0-11 versus the Dodgers.
I saw that stat.
Do you see that stat?
Yeah.
He also forgot that the Dodgers won the last 5 games in a row against his Diamondbacks team. So the Diamondbacks got him right where they want him, Jimmy. They're right there where you want them,
And
right?
they got some old man left-hander on the mound, the Dodgers do for tomorrow.
Did I
night.
see he's got 32 or 33 career playoff starts in Clayton Kershaw?
It's amazing.
32 career
I mean,
starts.
you forget how long he's been doing it and really how good he has been.
But Jimmy, the kryptonite for one Clayton Kershaw is the playoffs. Hasn't done well. So maybe the Diamondbacks take advantage of it. They get those runners in scoring position and keep that to, maybe 4 out of 6 versus 1 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And don't leave those runners on base. Let's go get those guys across the plate too. So I'm excited.
Me too.
That I'm like, hey, look, anything can happen in these playoffs. And the Diamondbacks are feeling the juice. And the Dodgers they're a little stale, a little rusty. They had several days off, Jimmy.
You think that's going to be the case, or you think they're just going to be well rested? So depending on how the first game concludes, and if the Dodgers win, well, they were well rested. If the D-backs lose, then it's, well, the Dodgers were stale and rusty. That's how that's going to work.
I got to imagine the Dodgers are pretty damn well rested.
Yeah.
They're ready to go. And I think, again, it's the D-backs jumping on this team early. But what you saw in the Brewers series, the Diamondbacks getting down by 2 and 3 runs, coming back, getting within a run or two, tying it up, and then taking the lead and holding the lead due to that bullpen.
All right, that brings us then to our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. And for a free quote, repair, or installation, just head to state48roofing.com. You can follow them on social media by searching #SexyRoofStatus. Here's the question. How must the D-backs beat the Dodgers in the NLDS best 3 out of 5 series. You have 4 options. 1, staunch bullpen. 2, timely hitting. 3, better managing. Or 4, remaining aggressive on the bases. Those are your 4 options. Just go to Roc and Manuch on Twitter and cast your vote, and we will continue to update the poll throughout the show. This story, I don't know if it caught us by surprise or not, because Manuch and I, along with Roc, have both discussed this about Kyler Murray and what the club might do with him when he is officially cleared to come back. But a story breaking on ESPN's website from Dan Graciano indicating that the Cardinals are going to let him recover from the ACL. And right now, all the rumblings have been, Manuch, they may look to trade Kyler Murray.
Well, and it says Graziano has basically said that, quote, conversations with various sources, close quote, have led him, and when he wrote this article, to conclude the Dodgers are not sure, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Not sure whether they will keep Murray beyond the 2023 season. They still, as we've talked about, don't have an ultimate timeline as far as getting him back. And Graziano also notes that the team unlikely to give up anything of value in the trade. Still, as he says, executives and agents outside of the Cardinals organization view it as likely. So when you hear air quotes likely that Murray will be playing for a new team in 2024. Let me say that again.
Okay.
That agents outside the Cardinals organization, not inside, outside, as air quotes likely that Murray will be playing for a new team in 2024. Now, one theory is the Cardinals will keep Murray sidelined for the entire season to protect themselves financially. Now, we had mentioned that a couple weeks ago, Jimmy, about the timeline to come back, and if Joshua Dobbs does a good job, why hurry him back? But nothing to this scenario. The question whether they can convince rival teams or other teams that the former first overall pick is healthy, even if he doesn't play this year. So basically, they talk about Dobbs, doing a good job even though they're 1-3, and looking back into some of the certain scenarios as far as contentions are concerned. They're looking at if he were to go, I believe it's a 2025 fifth-round draft pick and a 2024 sixth-round draft pick, as I recollect.
Yes. It's going to be.
They're getting lower. If they do trade him, folks, it's lower round draft choices.
Yeah, you're not going to get a 1 or a 2 for him.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 2024 and 2025 draft picks.
Fair enough. Hey, everybody, it's our 23rd year of giving away cash on Monday night. We like to call it the Monday Night Tailgate. All you have to do, show up at Casino Arizona, walk into the CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar, and you can play for free. And we do give away lots of cash when the Monday night game is on. So come join us this Monday. Doors open at 3 at Casino Arizona. Also, you want to make sure that you still get involved with our Fan Pick'em contest. It's all brought to you by Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. And these are our winners right now from the first few weeks. Scott Haslam in Scottsdale in week 1. Phil Gouthier in week 2 out of Tempe. It was Scott Parks in Goodyear who won week 3. And in week 4, Greg Sinkowitz from Glendale. So you need to make sure that you lock and load right on Fan Pick'em. Once again, great sponsorship with Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. All right, a quick break, and when we come back, it's our Valley Chevy dealers' Sounds of the Night. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Monday on the Drive, it'll be an absolute banger of a weekend in Phoenix. Can the Diamondbacks shock the baseball world against the Dodgers? Can the Cardinals flip the script and become a wild card contender? Or will Phoenix do Phoenix things? 6:05 on the Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone.
Each week.
Thursday,
And
Sunday,
Manuch,
even Mondays. Then sign up
for this locks of the week, there's no sound for that, right? You go into that on your own?
Free to play. Head to fanpick'em.com.
Got it.
That's fanpick'em.com.
You may not have any experience dealing with car wrecks, but Lerner and Rowe does. After your car wreck, you need an attorney to make sure your interests, like car repairs, medical bills, and lost wages, are protected. Finding the right attorney is actually easy. Just look for reputation, experience, and results. Lerner and Rowe has thousands of 5-star reviews, decades of experience, and we've recovered billions of dollars for our injured clients. Hurt in a wreck?
You're okay.
Check. Call Lerner.
It does. It does.
The CAC.
All good. No worries.
Casino, Arizona.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee. And a premium tequila.
Yeah, he's just sitting back here doing nothing.
Agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Did you know COVID-19 related ER visits are 3 times higher than the flu? Stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines, just like you do with the flu, because you've got no time for 19. The vaccine may not be for everyone. Please consult with your doctor. Brought to you by Moderna.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like
locker room. Get out of here with
find
that.
a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter.
You know better than that.
Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See,
all right, here we go.
Out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com.
Now I have 30 seconds of music in between all 3. Yes, they're back to back to back.
The Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at WrightToyota.com. Time for the Valley Chevy dealers' top plays of the week.
Dancing and
You're hot.
And directing traffic, and look at the length of this play. Murray to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to convert it. That's unbelievable.
Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer. Set up a test drive by heading to valleychevy.com. Now today's top plays on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
All right, everybody, we are back, and we're going to roll some highlights for you. So this morning, I'm talking to Manuch on the phone. We kind of do our little pre-chat about the show. And I told him, I said, I was going to dump that quarterback for Chicago, Justin Fields, and pick a new one. And so I forgot about it, drove home. The game is already kicked. And I'm going, oh, damn, I didn't dump him. He throws 4 touchdown passes.
I mean, Jimmy, just your luck.
Yep.
Mr. Fantasy over
That's
here
me.
Doesn't go in and check, and it's just by luck. You might have got a few. You might actually score some points.
I might.
In your fantasy. Go figure. Justin Fields with the 4 dingers, 282 yards, and what a day for him. And you went, wait a second.
Yeah.
What the what? I mean,
That's what you text me last
I said
night.
they're 27 to what at halftime?
That's what I said.
Were the Commanders there? Did they show up?
It was nuts. Absolutely crazy. So that leads us then to our Valley Chevy Dealers Sounds of the Night. We talked about Justin Fields. Well, it turned into the DJ Moore Show as well. And thank you to Prime.
3rd and 14. 4-man rush again. Fields to the end zone. Moore. Touchdown. So Fields, who had the big first half last week, 20 yards here. Down the field they go. Moore catches 2 passes, 6 plays, 75 yards in a little less than 3 minutes. And Chicago draws first blood. 3rd down and 6. Fields to the end zone. Reaching up. Does he make the catch again? DJ Moore. Touchdown. He is having a career in one night. Beats Kendall Fuller again. That's 11 yards for the touchdown. He's already caught 5 for 137 and 2 scores. Pass is hauled in by Moore. Gets free. Washington gambles and lose the gamble that time. 56 yards, touchdown. Fuller trying to jump it. Moore able to make the catch and then free to the end zone. And a 230-yard, 3-touchdown night for number 2.
Absolutely an unbelievable night. Here's what the coach, Eberflus, said following the game, discussing the big night of DJ Moore.
Obviously, DJ Moore is going to be a big story. You saw in his skill and talent level out there today. And, just an amazing player. And Justin did a really good job of feeding him today. I thought that was really, really nice.
Well, there was a couple throws in there that barely got by, like Fuller tried to jump that route. That either goes 6 the other way or makes the catch. I was talking to Jackson a little bit earlier before the show. I mean, I knew DJ Moore was fast, but he's got a home run gear.
Yeah.
And I think that trade played off pretty well for the Chicago Bears and for Justin Fields to actually make reads down the field and pump that football in there with the 4 dingers was an epiphany of what Justin Fields can be in moving on.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing for this Bears offense is implementing more quarterback runs. Obviously, Justin Fields is more of a runner than the passer, but last night we saw he can throw the football too. But adding those QB design runs, whether they work or not, that caused the Commanders to step forward, and that's what led to DJ Moore.
Might have been his
3 touchdowns.
best game as a pro.
I'm with you on
Justin Fields, and to build on that now.
Yeah,
and
you
build
have
on
to
that
build on it
and move forward.
Absolutely. Well, yesterday, the tragic news about linebacker Dick Butkus, former Chicago Bear, hit that he had passed away at the age of 80. One of the greatest players ever in the National Football League, and he epitomized what being a Bears player is all about. Here is the Bears head coach, Eberflus, again, talking about the passing of Dick Butkus.
My condolences to the Butkus family. My deepest sympathies to them. I had several chances to visit with Dick during the time that I've been here, and it's always great talking to him, because he's one of my idols growing up, being a linebacker. And we had some good talks about reading keys and a lot of different things. But again, my condolences to the family for sure there.
Well, there you go. That was last night's game. Now let's take you to what is going to take place beginning tomorrow, and that is the Dodgers and the Snakes. Dodgers skipper Dave Roberts on facing the Diamondbacks.
Just sort of getting ready for Kelly and Gallen, and when they're commanding the baseball, they both mix really well. I see them both as neutral pitchers as far as left versus right-hand hitters. They don't walk too many guys, and so I think it's one of those, when you get hits, we got some big hits that did some damage when we got them. The most important step is to keeping guys off base, getting that first hitter out of the inning. But outside of that, you got to vary your looks and understand what they're going to try to do to create run-scoring opportunities and just kind of manage it the best you can. We know each other really well. It just kind of comes down to, who plays better baseball.
There you go. Dave Roberts, manager of the Dodgers. Looking forward to that beginning tomorrow night. In the meantime, I think most people know that my esteemed colleague was working with Brock Purdy at his quarterback school since he was about 2 years old.
Is still working with him.
And still working with him.
Yeah, thank you, Jimmy.
Yes, as well. This is pretty funny because the 49ers and Cowboys meet this coming weekend, Sunday Night Football. Brock Purdy is a pretty level-headed kid because he's still living with a roommate and still driving a car that he's been driving since he was about 4 years old. Listen to this.
What is the reality for Brock Purdy at home?
So I still have a roommate, one of the offensive linemen here. So he and I are, still splitting rent. I still drive, my Toyota Sequoia, and Other than that, it's pretty simple.
On the Today Show yesterday.
Okay, so
Rock.
he has learned from me.
Yeah.
I grew up a banker's son. My dad, who's Arizona Bank, and for many, many years, said, hey, you got to save. Drive your car till you have at least 300,000 miles on it,
Right.
something like that. But be frugal. Save your money because you can't eat the football, right? That's just Brock. That's just who he is in reference to having his roommate and then driving that Toyota Sequoia. So those are some of the things that he does very, very well.
All right, that is indeed our Sounds of the Night. It's all brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers. Valley Chevy dealers serving the Valley for over 80 years. ValleyChevy.com. See your Valley Chevy dealers today during Chevy's truck season. Every truck has a story. Make yours a strong one. It's Chevy truck season. See your Valley Chevy dealers today. All right, Manuch, here we go. It is indeed our locks of the week. Are you excited about this? You should be, because you're 4-3-1. You got a winning record. So I'm struggling. I'm just at 1-1. Rock is 4-2. Jax is 3-5. So let us begin. Manuch, what do you got this week?
Well, hold on a second, Jimmy. Like we did last week, just like we'll have Jax recap how we did last week.
All right.
Right there at the top right there.
Well, hurry up. Let's recap.
So real quickly, Manuch went 2-0 last week.
Thank you.
He had the Chargers -5 over the Raiders. He also had Michigan -17 over Nebraska. Both hit. I was 0-2. Unfortunately, I had Utah +4. Oregon won by more than that. The Chiefs -9, close game there. And then Jimmy, 1-1. The Colorado Buffaloes, they heard you last week, Jimmy. They repaid for your loss, and you got a win with them +21 over USC. And then, sadly, Jimmy, you were way off on the Giants to cover against the Seahawks -1. But, guys, going into this week, I feel bounce back week for myself. I'm sticking with Colorado, like you mentioned. Colorado -4 at ASU. I think they're going to come out swinging. Have not seen a complete game from them yet. I'm excited for that game. I'll be there tomorrow. And also the 49ers -4 at home. I just think with Ayuk, especially with Brock Purdy mentioning that he's the most underrated receiver in the league, that tells me they're going to throw a bunch to him.
Jimmy, your kick. What do you got?
I got right now, I'm going to take LSU at Missouri. The line is -5 for the Tigers. I think LSU is really going to put it on them. I really like LSU there. And in the pros, I know this is going to be unpopular because everybody is picking the Cardinals to beat the Bengals. I am not. I think that the Bengals are going to rally in this game. They're backs against the wall. Finally, Joe Burrow, their QB, is starting to get right. I'm going to lay the -3 and take Cincy.
All right, I got number 3, Texas, -5 over number 12, OU. I think they're going to boat race OU there in the Cotton Bowl. They'll win it and cover. Then I've got the Panthers at the Lions. The Panthers are getting 10. I think the Lions beat them up good. Lions cover. So those are my 2 locks.
There you go, everybody. Hope everybody has a great weekend and hope you win. Well, it all gets started tomorrow. D-backs, Dodgers in Los Angeles. Bob Nightingale, USA Today baseball columnist. He's going to join us. We're going to break down the series and the other series as well with Bob. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending.
Clear.
Fox Sports 910, Phoenix.
Cardinals getting set to face the Bengals on Sunday at home, where they're 4-0 all-time against Cincinnati. In fact, they're 5-1 in their last 6 against them overall. Game 1 for the Diamondbacks and Dodgers on the way tomorrow night in L.A. Merrill Kelly on the bump against Clayton Kershaw. Corbin Carroll has been named a finalist for the Hank Aaron Award, which recognizes the most outstanding regular season offensive performer in each league. The 3-2 Arizona Wildcats also at L.A. tomorrow night as they get set to battle the undefeated USC Trojans. Meanwhile, 1-3 Arizona State welcomes in Deion Sanders and his Colorado Buffaloes. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction, like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Choosing the right lawyer after a car wreck is important. You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other law firms when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation.
Okay, I will give it an effort here in about 30 seconds.
Call 977-1900.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Are you looking for a change in your career path?
I'm going to call him right now.
Back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
Nothing, Manuch.
That's allcitytowing.com.
I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point.
Okay.
I'll answer your call, no BS.
What do you want to talk about here?
The anti-lawyer lawyer. Call 1-800-ANTI-LAWYER.
Duke's Sports.
That's what I was asking.
And McDowell.
Dukes on Miller.
All right, I'll have that ready to go.
Just drink it, Dukes. Play it, Dukes.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Pool, shuffleboard, darts, karaoke, and trivia nights.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Well, especially it rang and rang and rang, so it didn't send me straight to voicemail.
Bars in town.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Daily food specials.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Where Goose? Where Goose? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
It is Ryan here reminding you to check out the insane, amazing wireless offer out right now from Boost Infinite. Just pick up your phone, dial pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
The utterly inspired all-electric EQE sedan from Mercedes-Benz with hundreds of customizable comfort settings inside the car.
All right, here we go.
It's the EV that recharges you. The vehicle is all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQE.
It ended up being an infield hit. This one hit in the air right field. This one back. And Taylor isn't able to get it, and that one is gone. Just got over the fence, and Alec Thomas pulls one over the wall. The first hit of the game for the Diamondbacks. And it leaves the park.
You're out.
And Arizona within 1.
So what did that Gurriel at bat mean? Maybe something to say, all right, he made him work, and now he gets this changed up right down the heart.
There you go. Thank you to ESPN for that Alec Thomas home run, Game 2 against the Milwaukee Brewers. Helped to catapult the Diamondbacks into the next round, and they will be matched up in Los Angeles against the Dodgers. So I'm real curious, Manuch, about this series, because we have seen the Arizona Diamondbacks bullpen not give up a run in Game 1 against Milwaukee, also in Game 2. Now, they gave up hits, and they had runners on base, meaning the Brewers did, but the bullpen did not give up any run.
Yeah, and I think that's a strong point for them to get hot here at the very end of the season, right? I mean, even in the Houston Astros series there at the end of the last three at the end of the season, they didn't give up a lot of runs per se. I mean, the one on Friday night was 1-zip.
Yeah.
The Astros win that game. So you got to feel pretty encouraged because you need all hands on deck. You need everything you can muster versus this Dodgers team. The Dodgers have won the last 5 in a row over this Diamondback team, going away, I might add. You look at Merrill Kelly, who'll be on the bump tomorrow night against Clayton Kershaw.
What's his record, Manuch, against the Dodgers?
He's 0-11. And this is – here's an interesting fact here. Merrill Kelly, who went to, I believe it was Desert Mountain High School, he's 34.
Okay.
So this is his first playoff game ever, first start.
Wow.
But here's the thing. You look at this Diamondback team with their backs against the wall. And when have they produced? Nobody gave them a shot.
Correct.
I'm watching MLB Network, and everybody's taking. My MVP is so and so from the Brewers, and
yeah.
the Brewers are going to sweep them. Blah 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 blah. Matter of fact, it was funny to see the Diamondbacks posted that last night on their Twitter page. They put that out there. We collect receipts
using a Deion Sanders line.
So what they did is, if you go to AZ Diamondbacks on Twitter, you'll see it where it has the broadcasters. I forget who they are on MLB Network talking about how Christian Walker will not, Corbin Carroll would not be the MVP. It'll be the Brewers sweeping them, and then you see the victory, you see all that, and then you see the clubhouse on the clubhouse with all the champagne bottles on the floor, and it says there's a sign that says "Swept the Brewers," and the lights go off.
That's great,
classic stuff. Kudos to you, Diamondbacks, for I think posting that as a very clean scenario in reference to we collect receipts.
Creativity at its finest.
Well, and I think it's funny. I think that they embrace that, right?
Yeah.
The Diamondbacks are embracing.
Well, you have to.
You have to. I mean, the Dodgers, the slugfest that they have and all the things they do. But I think that, you look at Corbin Carroll, and this kid's got his second win, man. He hit 571, 2 for 4 on Wednesday. He's hitting 571 in the series. And then Christian Walker, to see him, a little power in the bat, hitting 375. But that's about it, Jimmy. Perdomo's hitting 250. The one thing that they did in the game on Wednesday was they were 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position.
Right.
Not that they had a lot of runners on, but they were effective to get those guys across.
They got them in. Yep.
The night before, they were 1 out of 10 runners in scoring position. Left on base, only 3 on Wednesday. They had left 8 on base.
Yeah.
So, quite frankly, if the boys at MLB Network would see that they're getting guys on, they're just not getting them across the plate. But here's the difference. The Dodgers know how to get runs across the plate. They've got the power. They've got the guys that can move people along. They don't necessarily have the speed. The Diamondbacks do. But if they've got the number and they've got the beat on one Merrill Kelly, then I would think your forward scouting would probably change a few things up, with Kelly being 0-11 versus the Dodgers. And how they change that up, I don't know. But once again, all right, if the Dodgers get to him early, hey, bullpen. Hey, guys.
Captain Hook.
Be ready. Be ready. And you're right, Jimmy.
Captain Hook. Yep.
Lavello's not messing around.
No.
I mean, the best 3 out of 5, it's the Dodgers. He can't afford to have them get on a roll and start moving guys along. Now, he's going to feel it out. I mean, look at Zach Gallen giving up 2 early in that game the other day.
Right.
In the first inning. He settles down. He's fine. Go 6 innings. He went 6 innings. And that's, again, something the Diamondbacks need is their starting rotation to give them a little bit more than 4 innings.
Let me stop.
Give me 5. Give me 6 if you can.
Let me stop you right there. What in the wide world of sport has Major League Baseball turned into with pitchers? Oh, God, can you give me 5? Can you just give me maybe 6? And then we'll go to the bullpen. Manuch, there were just only 5 years ago, people were trying to get 7, 8 innings out of their starters. Now, can you give me 5? How it has changed.
I think it's become so specialized, Jimmy.
I'm with you on that.
And I'm not a big sabermetric guy per se. If a guy is feeling it and he's not over 100 pitches per se, I mean, you look at after 6 innings, Zach Gallen had 100 pitches.
He did.
So at that point, Torey Lavello feeling pretty good about knowing that Sewell's my closer.
Yep.
So I've got all these guys I can put in a role in that 7th inning, 8th inning as a setup guy and just get Sewell ready to go. I think that's what's helped this team that much. But I'm like you. If you give me 7 strong innings, that seems to be the benchmark in Major League Baseball as far as the rotation. And if a guy's mowing him down and feeling it, let him go another inning.
I'm with you 100% on that.
I think it's a manager feeling out and then talking to his pitcher. How are you feeling? But the other thing, too, is the catcher has a big part of that as well, too.
Yes.
And Gabby Moreno will be in the game.
Correct.
He was in concussion protocol for like 10 minutes when that bat swung around and bap in the back of the head. But I think that all hands on deck, and if they can just hold the Dodgers at serve, and this bullpen can hold serve with the Dodgers, I think that they've got a shot, Jimmy, to win 3 out of 5. It's going to be very difficult to win 3 out of 5.
So last night, after I did not make the switch off of Justin Fields for the NFL game, I made it to the refreshment stand, right, to watch it. And I'm sitting next to a guy, and we're talking D-backs and baseball in general. And I said to him, I said, you realize that all of the pitching records that have been set now with the way what you just talked about, all the metrics will never be broken. No one is never going to catch. No one is never going to catch Nolan Ryan and his strikeouts.
3.
No one is never going to catch 7 no-hitters because they only pitch 4 or 5 innings. That's it.
Or to the point of consecutive innings scored.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about that, you think of.
I'm just nobody's going to win
point.
30 games like Denny
sure.
McClain. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not going to happen ever again.
Well, and I think the starts are about the same amount when you think about it. But nowadays sometimes they go 4 in the rotation. Many years ago, Jimmy, they only went 3. And you have Gibson, Nelson Briles, Steve Carlton, then maybe one other. Then Gibson would get the ball back and was pitching the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, I think you're spot on with a lot of those pitching records because it's by committee. Now, I will say this. I was so impressed how the D-backs have won a couple games by winning by committee, which was an anomaly when you had 2 of your starters down with the Diamondbacks 3 weeks ago. And you had the bullpen start. You went 2 innings. You went 3. You went 2. You went 1. And I believe Davies was out for a couple games. Ryan Nelson was out.
Mm-hmm.
There was guys that were injured. And you just kind of went, okay, he did it. But once they got healthy, he stopped doing that. So there's also those guys have had enough innings pitched that he feels comfortable if they've got to come in and go, anywhere from 4 to 5, 6 innings, then so be it. But I think it's a good point that we're not going to see those records of strikeouts and scoreless innings and 30-2 or 30-7 like Denny McClain and all that.
I know.
They can get as many starts, Timmy. It's just as far as will they get the win?
That's the thing right there. Once again, it all begins tomorrow night, and it is going to be an absolute Donnybrook with the Dodgers. I can't wait. The only thing that I'm really afraid of is if the Dodger bats get hot early and they have the capability of smashing the long ball out of Chavez Ravine. Hey, don't forget, everybody, this weekend it is the great kickoff at Twin Peaks, now with 5 Valley locations, and we have teamed up with Twin Peaks Blue Moon and Coors Light to give you a chance to win one of 5 65-inch big screen televisions during our giveaway. It's simple. Just text PEAKS to 59925. Once again, that is PEAKS to 59925. Get in, and I hope you win. And don't forget, at Twin Peaks, they are your football headquarters, and it is football and fireball. It's a match made in heaven, and by heaven, of course, we mean Twin Peaks. Spice things up your next game day with a shot of your favorite cinnamon whiskey at Twin Peaks. All right, coming up, our Arena Sports Grill Game Day Report. We've pulled together what we think are 5 must-watch college football games this weekend, and it is next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Wow, that's
Clear.
amazing. Thank you so much.
We don't think there's any such thing as overcompensating. Win $1,000 in inflation compensation. Listen every hour, weekdays from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe. Results matter, so we want to help.
Hey, Manuch.
$1,000 powered by Lerner and Rowe Accident Attorneys, where we treat you like family. In a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today at 977-1900.
Hi, this is Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We started in 1998 with our original store in Tempe. Fast forward to 2023 with 6 stores across the valley. We've had a lot of fun along the way, including our pizza eating challenge and our appearance on the show Breaking Bad. Thank you to our employees and customers for 25 fantastic years. We have never changed our core ingredients or recipes, and every pizza is made by hand. I'm a proud 1998 ASU alum and the official pizza partner of ASU Athletics. Learn more about our story at venezias.com.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Coach Prime-led Colorado Buffaloes Saturday, October 7th for ASU's Hall of Fame game. An incredible class of Sun Devil legends will be honored at halftime for their induction into the Sun Devil Athletics Hall of Fame, including Phoenix area product and NFL veteran Sean McDonald. Get your ASU Colorado tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our progressive kickoff jackpot contest, quarter squares, football bingo, and propositions contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday night tailgate party at Casino Arizona.
Over the years, Lerner Rowe has helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. What does that mean to you when you're looking for an attorney to handle your personal injury case? That means that Lerner Rowe is a law firm that not only has experience, but the proven results to recover money for your injuries. The insurance companies know which attorneys won't put up a fight. When you call us, we call them, and they know they have to pay.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Not only does my friend Wayne,
Dan Manucci,
Smart Plumbing, Heating, and Air, give you the best rates in town at about half the cost of the other guys, he's also giving you the best referral plan ever. For every person you refer to Plum Smart, you can earn 5% of whatever they spend as a credit on your account. You can build up credits over time and use them whenever you want. And the best part, this applies to all future services they get. Go to itsjustplumsmart.com. That's itsjustplumsmart.com because plumbers and AC guys charge too much.
Texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
We're going abroad for the first time in years to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
So football at 50 coming back, and then you have this
dónde
Arena
eres?
Sports
¿De dónde
Grill
eres?
game day report. There's no sounder for that, right? You just do that on your own?
We're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. And now
All right, here we go.
Babbel for free by texting.
Got it. Just making sure.
64,000. Text radio to 64,000. Let's get ready for football.
You're hot.
It's Football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, everybody, welcome back in. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Richie in the studio, and Jax is hanging out with us today. We're at Wright Toyota, always right on the price, right on the corner. It is indeed Wright Toyota, Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in North Scottsdale. All right, Manuch, so we have selected some of what we believe should be the best college football games to watch on television. And we'll start first with the ESPN game. Number 1, Georgia against number 1, Kentucky. It will be a 4 o'clock start. That's on ESPN.
You know, you look at this and you kind of go, okay, you got Kentucky folks. If you didn't know, they're undefeated.
Yes.
They are undefeated. They got a very good defense. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep up with this Georgia offense. Now, Georgia has shown a few chinks in the armor from the offensive side. Their defense, I think the spread's minus 14.5. But I think this is going to be a good game. This is at Georgia. I think that this is the time of year where teams are going to start to take off. We say pretenders or contenders. I think this game, 4 o'clock our time on ESPN, is going to be a very good SEC football game.
Red River rivalry. Say that fast 6 times. Texas and Oklahoma. Texas rated 3rd. Oklahoma 12th. It's on ABC, and they will kick at 9 a.m. Pacific time.
I think that the tailgate parties have already started there at the Cotton Bowl.
Probably.
I imagine that the gates, it's always the Texas State Fair, right?
Always, yep. I've been to a couple of them.
I think this is the night that they keep it open 24/7.
They do.
Leading into this game. So I can tell you that half the stadium is going to be burnt orange, the other half is going to be scarlet red, and I'm sure that the mimosas and the Bloody Marys will be flowing from 4 a.m. on. So this is basically, it's 9 o'clock our time, 11 o'clock their time. It's brunch.
Yes.
For the folks there in Texas. Texas is just too strong, guys. I like Texas. I like, not that it's a blowout, but I think they win this one going away.
Fair
enough.
enough.
I was going to say last year was 49-0 Texas, and Brent Venables, a defensive guy, got a lot of heat from it. So I'm interested to see how they adjust this year. And then also Dylan Gabriel, their starting quarterback, first time playing in this rivalry. Last year he was out with an injury. Another fun fact for you, Jimmy, both teams undefeated in this for the first time since 2011.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, fair enough. On Fox, it'll be Ohio State hosting Maryland. It's a 9 a.m. kickoff. Manuch, you like the points in this game with the Terrapins.
Yeah, I do. I think that nobody's giving them enough credit. I don't think they're 5-0 and Ohio State's 4-0. Ohio State coming off the bye, though, guys. They're rested. They're healed up. And, you look at Tagovailoa, the younger brother of Tua. And I think that he is maybe one of the more underrated quarterbacks in the nation. He's got 13 TDs, only 3 picks. So they're going to have their hands full in Ohio State. I think Ohio State wins, but I really think that Maryland covers the spread. 19.5 is the current spread.
Ooh.
It dropped a half point.
Okay. On ABC, then, that evening, it'll be a 4:30 kick our time. Notre Dame at number 25, Louisville. And Louisville has gone under the radar a little bit. They're undefeated as well.
Well, and again, at Louisville, you think about that. You look at these two. Notre Dame, I don't know, guys. Are they leaking a little oil to you? I mean, they had to come back on Duke, 4th and 19.
Yeah.
And Hartman makes it with his legs.
I don't think so. I mean, you had a gritty game against Ohio State, and then to bounce back, another gritty game against Duke. Then you've got another ranked game against Louisville. Oh, and then you've got 8 USC next week.
Yes.
So I think just a bunch of gritty games there. But no, I don't think they're leaking oil. But Duke was way better than I think people expected.
Well, too bad their QB got hurt as well,
I'm with
too.
you. Riley Leonard.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame wins this game. Notre Dame right now, this is one of those teams that if they catch fire now, I think they've been a little sluggish, aside from the first game. They played the little sisters of the poor for the first game.
Yeah.
But I think that they've got all the tools. The thing I look at Notre Dame is do they have the depth with the schedule you just mentioned, Jax? I mean, they've got the gauntlet, coming up here. So I think that with their size and their ability, and then for them just to control the ball. And then again, all right, Louisville, are you a pretender or are you a contender? You're going to play a little big boy ball, but it's in Louisville.
And then we're obviously in Arizona, sports media radio show. The starting quarterback, Jack Plummer, went to Gilbert High School, and Jawar Jordan, their starting running back, went to Hamilton. He's like an 8th-year senior there. We graduated the same year, and he's a junior at Louisville.
I think this is Jack's. Jack's a great kid. I think this is his 5th team in college football.
Wow. He was at Purdue and Cal before.
Yeah, Purdue and Cal, and now at Louisville. But you know what? Best of luck to him.
Yeah.
This is that weekend. I think as the season goes on, we'll see fewer and fewer upsets. I think the first 5 games, you catch people off guard. NIL players, guys have transferred. They might give you a little more addition to your offense or defense. But I think at this point, I think the usual suspects will start to win.
That's what's interesting, too. You mentioned the transfers. Louisville's got 25 transfers, and they're obviously 5-0. A team like Clemson, Dabo is not really a fan of the transfer portal.
Right.
You're starting to see the transfer portal starting to make its impact in college football. It's cool to see.
Well, we saw that with obviously Colorado and Deion Sanders as well. CBS game, Alabama at Texas A&M. It is a 12:30 kickoff Pacific time.
Okay, for Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah.
You got a new offensive coordinator. You let Darrell Ray Dickey go. You got Bobby Petrino as your new OC. All right, this is why you hire him. You're going to play there in College Station. You got Bama coming in your backyard. What do you got? Where you at? You let go, I think, an outstanding offensive coordinator in Darrell Ray Dickey. A little biased. He's a K-State Wildcat, was a freshman as a senior. Was doing a phenomenal job. I think he fell on the sword for you. All right, Jimbo. See what you got. You got Bobby in. This is why you bring a guy that's a former head coach that's the so-called offensive coordinator guru for games like this. And if you're going to beat Bama, you beat them on your home turf in College Station, where the 12th man, guys, is phenomenal there in reference.
3.
Yeah, and they're already talking about the chaos in the SEC. But if A&M wins this game, imagine the chaos in the SEC West.
Yes.
Then you got A&M with 1 loss. You got Alabama with 1 loss, LSU and Ole Miss. It's like a whole carousel there. And I'll throw it to you, Jimmy. Most people are saying there might not even be an SEC team coming out in the CFP with how Georgia's playing, and now this cluster over there in the SEC West.
I'm with you on that. This is a down year overall for the SEC. And look, I'm not going to get upset if there's not an SEC team in the playoffs. It's not going to bother me.
A little humble pie for him, right, Jimmy?
There you go. Quickly on this football story, Utah quarterback Cam Rising. Manuch, he's come out and said that his knee injury was much more severe than he let on.
Yeah, basically the reason why he's not back and is he tore not his ACL, he tore his meniscus, his MPFL, and his MCL. Wow. Huge surgery. He told that to ESPN 700 there in Salt Lake that everybody thought he was coming back. He's like, hey, my surgery is like Kyler Murray's surgery. He goes, my leg just basically blew up.
Yeah.
And that's maybe one reason why Kyler Murray is slow to come back. It's more of a lingering scenario as far as rehab. But, folks, Cam Rising at Utah, not coming back anytime in the near future. They're just going to have to deal with the, 4 or 5 quarterbacks they got going right now.
Yeah.
3. I exaggerate, though.
Arena Sports Grill Game Day Report. We do some great games for you during this report. It's also a great place to watch all of college football and the NFL. It's also the official home of Nebraska football fans. They have the Sunday brunch. Also, the Roc and Manuch Lager is on tap. And the game tonight features Nebraska at Illinois. That game is tonight. Well, the weekend's here. Twin Peaks, now with 5 Valley locations. We've teamed up with Twin Peaks, along with Blue Moon and Coors Light, to give you a chance to win one of 5 65-inch big screen TVs. That's right. All you have to do, just text Peaks to 59925. That's PEAKS to 59925. By the way, brunch is now being served at your local Twin Peaks Lodge. So wake up with the scratch favorites that you love and classic brunch drinks that will not break the bank. Contact your favorite lodge for availability and more details. All right, 1 hour down, another on the way. And when we come back of the Fiesta Bowl, Eric Moses will join us, as well as our Learner and Row Pick'em contest, and we will hear from handicapper Scott Spreitzer.
10.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Football on Monday nights continues this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our progressive kickoff jackpot contest.
Cameron Ward.
Squares, football bingo.
I have Drake May 1, Caleb Williams 2, Cameron Ward 3.
Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch.
That was summer. I haven't done a ton of deep dive into their games this year from an all-22.
Plus.
Get the one and done you want for your dog's monthly protection. New NexGard Plus, Afoxolon or Moxidectin and Pyrantel chewable tablets. Protects against fleas, ticks, heartworm disease, roundworms, and hookworms.
I think he is Kyler Murray, but more accurate and is bigger.
History of seizures or neurologic disorders. Dogs should be tested for existing heartworm infection prior to starting a prevention.
His ball handling skills are off the charts as a quarterback.
NexGard Plus chews.
And he can make any throw on the field.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there.
Also, Bo Nix is not somebody to sleep on either. He's played so much better since going to Oregon.
Don't treat your groin like junk.
Hartman's one of those gamer guys. Like, think Aiden O'Connell. Like, he's just going to be a day 3 guy that somebody takes just to have in their room.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web.
He's a gamer. He balls out. Like, he's somebody that you want in the room, but I don't think he's anything special.
From 10 to 1. This is KGME
He's got
Phoenix.
with generational talent with the first top spot.
Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
Dunsey, I haven't watched a ton of him. I haven't been super impressed from what I've seen though.
The slate is white clean for Torey Lovello and the D-backs who face the Dodgers.
The Arkansas running back is somebody I'm super in on.
Walk into a pretty
Rocket Sanders.
He's
eligible this year.
Again, and we'll see how these young players step up, and I believe they're going to get the job done.
Lovello will hand the ball to Beryl Kelly. It's Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, I got those mid-major and like lower level school guys that's what I love to do when the beginning of the year comes around.
Sons and Mercury.
Because like I was super in on Ivan Pace, I was super in on Puka Nacua. I would like that's my brand is being a mid-major guy, so that's my specialty.
I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeart.
Senior Bowl by far. I'm actually wearing my Senior Bowl hat right now. All right, stand by. I'm answering the phone.
Nationwide keyword bank at foxsports910.com. That's bank at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Look for a hot day to end your work week. Temperatures today getting up to about 103 degrees, well above where we should be for this time of the year. We'll see plenty of sunshine out there, and those clear skies will last into tonight with those temperatures dipping down into those upper 70s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
It's just going to be, does he get an opportunity somewhere in the All-Star circuit?
Report is sponsored by
That's the key for him, is just getting eyeballs.
Tired of looking through a windshield with the cracker?
That's potentially one shrine. Yeah, there's the NFLPA Bowl. There's all those. He probably won't get a Senior Bowl invite, knowing because I know the executive director of Senior Bowl really well. I don't think he's going to go there.
210-9090.
All right, he's there.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Shedeur Sanders looking, steps up, wants to run, touchdown Colorado.
Texas back in Bama territory. Ewers from the pocket. Now he'll loft one downfield. A ton of air running underneath it.
You're hot.
Got it for a touchdown.
All right, everybody, a little highlight action for you on college football because our next guest, Eric Moses, Executive Director and CEO of the Fiesta Bowl, he is dialed into all of the games. And we're going to have a conversation with him right now. He also takes care of the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. That is December 26th at Chase Field. And, of course, the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, January 1st at State Farm Stadium. Hey, Eric, it's Jimmy B. and Manuch. Welcome to the show, pal.
What's going on, gentlemen?
We're excited about these games coming up this weekend. Manuch has kind of coined the phrase, one will be a contender. The losers most likely will be a pretender. Where are you on some of these big games?
Eric, it's that time of year, man. Either you make your move or you move out of the way.
Yeah, I think it's time for some of these teams, especially the ones that we're accustomed to being at the top of the polls, to really show who they are. The Texas OU game is going to be great. Looking forward to seeing if Texas is Texas in the way that they have been in the past. And Alabama, Texas A&M, I think is going to be a great game as well. We figure out if Alabama can find that identity that they're going to need to propel them through the playoffs.
And a couple of things we were just talking about, some of those games, Eric. You look at Kentucky, undefeated, but whether folks know it or not. Louisville, undefeated. And the big move that Jimbo Fisher made down there at A&M, he got rid of my good buddy Darrell Ray Dickey as the OC, brought in Bobby Petrino. Bama coming into their backyard. Is that hire going to make a difference? And can A&M beat Bama down there at College Station?
Yeah, I mean, Bama has had some problems with A&M in the past, right? And so who knows whether or not that is the thing that will derail their season. I mean, two losses, I think, disqualifies you probably from the semifinal this year. So it'll be interesting to see what Bama's able to do. And I love the rivalry between Saban and our guy Jimbo.
We've got several things that we want to get into, but I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about tomorrow afternoon's game at Arizona State with primetime Deion Sanders and his two boys coming into town, and the Buffaloes can put points on the board in bunches. They struggle to stop people with the defense, but they truly are exciting. What are you looking for in that game tomorrow?
Well, I think it's going to be more of the same in terms of the Colorado offense trying to look to put up big points. I'm hoping that Kenny's going to have the Sun Devils ready to play and that we're going to see a really, really good game. I am so disappointed that I'm out of town this weekend and won't be able to witness that one live in the Sun Devil Stadium because I think it's going to be a barn burner.
All right. So since you just referenced you're out of town, you were in Iowa and you honored the Iowa State Cyclones who came in and beat Oregon in the Fiesta Bowl a year or so back. You honored them with the Fiesta Bowl Community Service Award, Iowa State. Explain to everybody what that is.
Yeah, so the Fiesta Bowl Community Service Award is an award we created about 7 years ago with the National Association of College Directors of Athletics. So it's the national organization of all athletic directors at the Division I level. And some of our past recipients have been Maryland and USC, Boston College, Georgia Tech, Vanderbilt, and Ohio State. And so this year, the Iowa State Cyclones won that award by having their student athletes volunteer over 4,500 service hours in the community.
Wow.
And their application stood out from about 80 that we received. And we are here to on field tomorrow to bestow them and their AD, Jamie Pollard, the Fiesta Bowl Community Service Award.
And I can imagine, Eric, how fun is it for you to be into stadiums or states that don't have the National Football League, because that technically is their professional game, i.e. So I'm just curious, are you forcing yourself to have to go take in some of the tailgates just to maybe rate them as you go across the country? I'm just saying.
Well, it would only be right if I got a taste of the local flavor and flair at all of these places, right? I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful. So yes, we're going to take in some of the tailgate. I got to tell you, you're right about the experience and the meaningfulness
Manuch, check your phone.
Programs have in communities like the one here in Ames and in other cities like this around the country. I'm just so proud of these young people for taking time, in addition to their studies, in addition to practices and lifting weights and doing all the film study and the things that they have to do across 18 different sports, that they still find time to donate their time to their community and to serving the community here in Iowa. That takes a lot. There are many of us who have far less going on than these young people do that don't donate as much of our time for causes like this. And so they are really to be celebrated. And I'm happy that we're going to be a small part of celebrating them tomorrow.
I will tell you this, Eric, and that is you're going to love the tailgating there. I've had a couple of experiences at Iowa State broadcasting games, and it is a sensational tailgating setup that they have. So you go and enjoy. Also, what else is going on? What do you have now? The Friday night showdown. It's all presented by the Superstar Car Wash. Give everybody an idea what that's all about.
Yeah, so we're going into another week of the Friday night showdown, sponsored by the Superstar Car Wash. And again, as I told you guys when we first launched this, we're really looking to make certain that we can highlight what's going on with football, and especially on the high school and grassroots level, right here in our own backyard in Arizona. We want those young people to understand that we care and that others care about what they're doing and their competition there on the field and also in the classrooms. And so we're just trying to bring a little bit more visibility to those contests and some of those rivalry games that are happening in the community, and hoping to be able to grow that initiative next year and make certain that we can bring even more excitement to football games like this and contests like this across the state and not just in the Valley.
Well, Coach, there's a couple big ones this year, and I love calling you Coach. Is Eric Moses. He's the coach of the Fiesta Ball per se. They got Boulder Creek and Sandra Day O'Connor and Over at Shaptown tonight there, Eric, you got the rivalry. It's over at Saguaro, Chaparral Saguaro. And there's our two Donnybrooks of rivalries that you guys are covering. And it just happens that I coach all the quarterbacks in those four
Why does
teams.
that not
but
surprise me?
this, thanks for putting that on there. I appreciate it. You must have known that, huh, Big E?
Well, we knew we were going to see a lot of scoring if the quarterbacks had such great coaching. So we expect there to be lots of scoring in both those games.
Three.
We know who to blame, right, Jimmy B?
There you go, my man. You got it, brother.
How did I know that was coming?
Yeah. Hey, I want to drop this one on you, okay? Because you talk to athletic directors across the country. You know the turmoil that has taken place in the Pac-12. Do you have any feel at all talking to other ADs where Washington State and Oregon State might end up? Any feel at all?
I think the consensus amongst most people is that regionally it would make the most sense for them to join the Mountain West in terms of regionality and ease of the student athletes in terms of travel for various contests, not just in football, but across the board. I think what's still up in the air is what actually happens if the Pac-12 is going to be dissolved completely. There are many assets, including the Pac-12 network and certain revenue streams that are still owed to the Pac-12, as I understand it. And I think right now there's some litigation going on between those two remaining Pac-12 teams, Oregon State, Washington State, and the rest of the conference to determine how those assets are going to be allocated, distributed, what's going to be done with those. So I don't think you will see those two teams move to another conference or even announce going to another conference until they figure out what to do with the assets that are still present inside the Pac-12 conference.
I find it to be very, very interesting. We had a person yesterday suggest that they might try to save the Pac-12 and maybe move Mountain West schools and call it the Pac-12. Could you see that as a possibility? You got about 45 seconds to answer that.
Yeah, no, I call that the reverse merger solution, right? Where you take the Mountain West teams, dump it into the Pac-12 along with the two remaining, have the bigger brand, the more well-known brand in history, and try to bring the Pac-12 back to prominence. I think it could happen. I think it's complicated from a legal standpoint, and it may be complicated from a cultural standpoint, but I think it could happen. We'll just have to cross our fingers and wait and see.
And Eric, force yourself to have a good time out there at those tailgates. I know it's tough duty, but somebody's got to do it there, big guy.
Might as well be him.
Yeah, if you insist, I guess I will. If you insist, yeah.
Thank you, Eric. You have a great time tomorrow. You're going to be entertained at Iowa State, no question. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you, pal.
Looking forward to it, guys.
There you go. Eric Moses, Executive Director, CEO, Fiesta Bowl, with our conversation, checking in on college football. Speaking of which, you want football? We've got it for you. It is our 23rd year of giving away cash on the Monday night tailgate. Now, look, we talk about it all the time, but you need to show up at Casino Arizona in the sports book and the CAZ Sports Bar. We have squares. We have proposition bets. We have the kickoff challenge. You can win cold, hard cash just from showing up, and it doesn't cost you a dime. It's free. That's correct. Also, the CAZ Sports Bar always has food and drink specials as well. Packers and Raiders on Monday night. We will see you at Casino Arizona. By the way, when you sit and you kind of talk about the sports book at the CAZ Sports Bar, they have 6 self-service betting kiosks. They have 3 betting windows. Yes, you can talk to a live individual, not somebody on a remote call someplace. A live individual. And that voting window is open from 8 until 11 p.m. so you can make your wagers. It's a great time. And, of course, at the CAZ Sports Bar, it is the new home of the Roc and Manuch Lager, brewed by Huss Brewing. All right, a quick break. When we come back, our learner, and we're going to have the counselor on, Kevin Rowe. That's right. He's going to join us next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
It's an NFL double.
Clear.
Start your morning.
Thank
with
you,
the
Jimmy B.
Saints at The Patriots. Cap your night off with the biggest matchup of the week between the Cowboys and 49ers. Sunday starting at 9:30 on Fox Sports 910. Presented by HornCars.com.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
There are many signs that you may be in financial trouble. Late mortgage payments, paying bills from your retirement account, or paying one credit card with another. If you're experiencing financial hardship, bankruptcy may be right for you. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. At Lerner & Rowe Law Group, we'll take the time to carefully examine your situation and develop a plan that is right for you. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group today for a free consultation.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Sean Forster, Managing Attorney.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the Guys, live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Hey, sports fans. Celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Tune in Saturday
He's there.
from 9 to 11 for Backspin, the golf show presented by Pigs. Play your best. The Backspin boys take you inside the ropes every week with guests and great debates on the game. Backspin, the golf show on Fox Sports 910.
I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call. No BS.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Time to challenge the defender. Attorney Kevin Rowe from Arizona's top full-service law firm, Lerner & Rowe.
You're hot.
In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And Lerner & Rowe, no fees unless you win. Now Counselor Kevin Rowe with Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
Hey everybody, welcome back in. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910, 99.9 FM HD2. Also on the iHeartRadio app, and that is a freebie. The counselor joins us, and he's going to be matched up here for our Pick'em contest against Robert Weathers of Scottsdale. Well, counselor, how are you today?
Nice to have your theme music there, finally, counselor. We found it. I think it was underneath the gerbil section at the studio, so we finally found that bad boy.
Oh. Wow, we're coming out punching, aren't we? Yeah. I think you've been around Jimmy B a little too long here. What's going on?
Well, Roc is still on assignment.
Nice to you, Manuch. Nice.
You bet. You know what? Hey, the Prevagen kicks in, the coffee kicks in. It's all good in the hood. Trust me, Kim. I got to take advantage of what I can, right? When it's hitting on all cylinders. But Roc is still on assignment. He will be back on Monday, and then we'll be back to normal next Friday.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Now we're calling Italy on assignment?
Yeah, I know.
That's what we're calling now?
I know, at the Ryder Cup and then also the soccer game.
Well, he called in with a report from the soccer game.
He did.
It was a great report.
I bet he loved it. He finally got a chance to learn a little bit about the sport that's played by more people in the world. That's nice. That's nice. He finally realizes that there's actually a better sport out there, more suited for him.
You know,
it's
interesting.
Not to play. You can't run around.
I got to tell you what, Counselor, he was calling us, and there was actually a score. It was great because live the score, you heard the fans. There must have been like 90,000. And then they have the chant that they have after the score. It was, I'm telling you, man, that assignment, somebody's got to do it. It was well worth it.
I'll tell you, if you've never been to an international game or a game, it's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's pretty crazy to see just be there and witness it and watch these players. But the crowds are insane. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So I'm glad he got it. Actually, really glad he got a chance to experience it.
All right, Kevin, let's get down to business then. Here we go. An opportunity to see if somebody can beat you in the Pick'em contest. And we're going to do over-unders for this week's NFL and college game. So we will start with Colorado quarterback. They are playing against ASU. Shedeur Sanders will have over-under 350 yards of passing versus the Sun Devils.
Wow. Both these teams are really looking for a win right now, huh? So I got to tell you, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Mr. Sanders put up over 370 on US. That team. I can't even finish it.
That team.
University of Second Choice. That team. University of Spoiled Children. Up Blank Creek. Yes, that team.
That team.
Which I was getting so excited. I thought they may pull it out and we're going to beat that team. But nonetheless, he put up over 370 on that team. So I'm sorry, my Arizona State fans and my wife who went there. I'm going with the over.
Okay, and Robert is also going with the over from that standpoint. All right, since Wazoo, who's looking very, very good, watch out for the Apple Cup. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right, Washington State will have over under 400 yards of total offense versus, what do you call them, you clowns last after?
You clowns lost again.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's great.
So over under 400 yards of total offense.
So, I mean, I think, first of all, I think that acronym that we just said, you again, my dad's going to be very upset because they are going to lose again this weekend. You know, it's pretty sad that, you know, how they showed up and playing some of the UCLA, so to speak, how they showed up to some of these games this year. I know they really haven't played anybody. I think, Manuch, you're ragging on me because when we made the bet on UCLA North Carolina Central, I didn't know who they were. Either.
Sucker bet, Kevin. Sucker bet.
It's nice that you can beat up on a team like that. That's great. They're going to have their hands cut out for them, and I really don't like you even put this as one of the best because I don't speak about this team coming from Spokane. I don't speak about them very much because you mentioned the Apple Cup.
Yeah,
it's going to be an interesting year here in the Pac-12 for the last year of the Pac-12. But again, Washington State, unfortunately, I have to say this, will have over 400 yards total offense.
Wow. Okay, and then Robert's going to go under.
Yeah.
He's going to go under.
All right, so there's a difference there. Yeah. Arizona Cardinals. Yep, there we go. Arizona Cardinals will score over under 24 points versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Over under 24, Counselor.
Here's again 2 teams that are 1-3 and dying for a win.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I don't see more than 24 points, so I'm going with the under. I think Burrow's feeling better with his calf and all that stuff, and they need to get back on track. So I see Bengals coming playing tough, so I'm going with the under.
All right. Robert is taking the over, so we have a difference on that question as well.
And last but not least, Counselor, the winner in score.
We have a Cardinal fan. I get it.
Sure, we do. Yes, we do. Winner and score of the Colorado ASU game, 3:30 kick.
103 degrees.
Well, I thought it was 195 degrees.
It's not quite.
So it'll be a little toasty for those Colorado Buffaloes there, Kevin. So I'm just getting your thoughts. So over under, winner and score of the Colorado ASU game. What do you got?
I'm going Colorado. Colorado is, I think Dion, Coach Prime, is going to have his team fired up. I think, like I said, Shedeur Sanders is going to be running and throwing all over the place. So I'm going Colorado 40. Let's go 42-24.
Wow, a 40 burger on him. Okay.
Well, Robert is also saying Colorado, but he's going to go a little tighter, 38-28 Colorado winning that game. So you hope to see ASU's offense kick in with Trenton Bourguet at quarterback since a very suspect Colorado defense. So maybe it's a little close. By the way, are you going to that game? And it's kind of sweater weather. It's cooling down, as you said, to 102 degrees.
Let me tell you, it's still too hot. Still too hot for me. I will not be attending that game.
Hey,
I'd much rather watch a bunch of different games while I'm sitting in the comfort of 72 degrees.
There you go. Hey, I'll give you 1 minute on this, and then I want to ask you about the golf tournament as well. And that is, have you taken a look at the released Big Ten football schedule to see where your Huskies are going to play in the Big Ten next year?
I have not done that. And I'm a little nervous about that. It's going to be interesting. We got a lot of players that won't be around, I'm assuming, next year. With the way they're playing right now, and hopefully they can finish out strong, I have a feeling some of those players will be playing on Sunday next year. So, no, though, I haven't. I don't think I even want to know either.
Okay.
It's going to be a tough one.
I hope you're resting up just like your Huskies in order for that big game. So everybody's resting up, Oregon and Washington, for the big dog game next week in Seattle. You going up for that bad boy?
I'm not going for it, but it's going to be a major, major game. It's a must win for the Dogs, and it's nice that they have that break this weekend, that they can prepare, rest up. It's going to be a big one. I love that it's at home. And, this is where it all starts. The Dogs have got a pretty tough schedule because they got this game, then they got SC in a few weeks after that, a couple weeks after that. It's a tough schedule. So it'll be nice to see if we can win this Oregon game, puts us in a great spot. And then, like you said, Manuch, don't forget the Apple Cup at the end of the year, Washington State, Washington. So it's a tough schedule they have.
Hey, real quick, got about a minute here. You have like 35 different events going on where Lerner and Road gives back. What do you have going on this weekend or coming up?
Yeah, so we do. I wouldn't say 35, but we do have a lot. Tonight we're out supporting Alice Cooper's Solid Rock Youth Music and Dance Competition.
Nice.
So that's always great. That's at Alice Cooper's Center in Phoenix. Tomorrow, I will be there. We are doing a check for the Lump 7th Annual Pink Out walk at Steel Indian School Park, I think is what it's called.
Yep.
So it's nice. We have a lot of our staff and their families coming out to do the walk in support of, obviously, breast cancer research and cure. It's seeing that it is Breast Cancer Month, so we're excited about that. And then next week we have UMOM, Buckles and Bengals, which will be a fun event. And then we got Brain Injury Alliance of Arizona, saluting our vets next week. And then we got Big Brothers, Big Sisters event next week. So there's a lot of stuff going on, all getting ready to put us right towards the end of this month. And then November, boom, we're in full Thanksgiving meal giveaways all over. Bullhead City this year, Yuma, Phoenix, Tucson. We're all over the place giving away Thanksgiving meals, fixing turkeys. Well, we're giving gift cards for turkeys, but all that fun stuff is happening. And that's all right at the beginning of November. So it should be great.
You guys are awesome, particularly with all the charity work that you do. It is much appreciated. Kevin, have a great weekend and have fun.
Thanks so much, you guys. Have a wonderful weekend.
There you go. There you go. Kevin Rowe joining us here on the show with the picks. Hey, by the way, this weekend, you need to be at Twin Peaks. 5 Valley locations, and we've teamed up with Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light to give you a chance to win 1 of 5. You heard me. 1 of 5 65-inch big screens. We're giving them away during football season. It's very simple to enter. Just text PEAKS to 59925. That is PEAKS to 59925. Get in and make sure that you are set up. Twin Peaks, your football headquarters. And by the way, in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Week, all the Twin Peaks girls will be switching it up to pink plaid every Tuesday and Wednesday this month. It's all at Twin Peaks. All right, coming up, Scott Spreitzer is going from DocSports.com. He's going to handicap 4 games for this weekend. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
What's trending?
Clear.
Fox Sports 910, Phoenix.
And a 1-3 start to the season for the Cardinals. They'll look to get back in the victory column Sunday when they welcome in the Bengals. Jonathan Ledbetter and Garrett Williams both out. Dennis Daly, Will Hernandez, Keontae Ingram, and Josh Woods all questionable. Game 1 for the Diamondbacks and Dodgers tomorrow night at Chavez Ravine. Merrill Kelly gets the ball for the Snakes while L.A. counters with veteran southpaw Clayton Kershaw. The Suns in preseason action Sunday when they visit the Pistons. College football tomorrow. Arizona State is home for Colorado. Arizona will try to knock USC out of the unbeaten ranks when they visit the Trojans. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Coach Prime-led Colorado Buffaloes Saturday, October 7th for ASU's Hall of Fame game. An incredible class of Sun Devil legends will be honored at halftime for their induction into the Sun Devil Athletics Hall of Fame, including Phoenix area product and NFL veteran Sean McDonald. Get your ASU Colorado tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during Chevy's truck season. Every truck has a story. Make yours a strong one. It's Chevy truck season. See your Valley Chevy dealers today.
Looking for the perfect destination to perfect your putting? Welcome to Putting World, the ultimate 18-hole indoor putting course designed to delight golf enthusiasts of all levels. Immerse yourself in the art of putting as you navigate our greens. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a curious beginner, Putting World promises an unforgettable experience for everyone. Swing by today to elevate your golf to new heights. Visit us at the Scottsdale Promenade or learn more at puttingworld.com.
This October, Haas Brewing Co. brings you the ultimate scare. Try a Papago Blueberry Wheat topped off with the rich and creamy goodness of Guinness as they create the ultimate monster, Scary Berry. Ask for it today at your local pub or purchase a 6-pack of Papago Blueberry Wheat and Guinness from your local grocery store to enjoy at your next Monster Mash. Haas Brewing Co. Drink and scare responsibly.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin.
You heard me when I said he's there, right?
With Gillette Intimate.
Okay.
The best a man can get. Buy now.
Well, it was kind of really delayed.
What makes a Mercedes-Benz EV different? Electric is what gets you there, but Mercedes is what moves you. Like no other automaker can. The vehicle, all electric. The feeling, all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQ.
Now back to the Roc and
Here we go.
Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Time to break down this weekend's biggest games with one of the nation's premier handicappers. From DocSports.com and seen every week on ESPN's Sunday Countdown, he's Scott Spreitzer. And he's here to help make sure your picks pay out with Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We are indeed going to have a great conversation with Scott. He's here to help you win some money, which is what we are here for as well. Scott Spreitzer, how are you, pal? It's Jimmy B and Manuch.
I'm doing well, guys, man. Just getting ready for the big weekend. A lot of great games.
Well, we're going to start with those because we went through some of them. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And before we get going, you being Mr. Cornhusker yourself, you did get the memo that the game is tonight.
Yeah.
Nebraska taking on Illinois. Friday night college football. Not a fan, Scotty. I'm a high school guy because I do the broadcast. But is this game the yawner of the weekend? Nebraska. Don't be afraid to mix in a win, Coach Ewell, and taking on the Fighting Illini.
Well, I got the memo that the game's tonight. I'm not sure if some of the players got the memo that the season has started after watching last week. Guys, I actually did something I haven't done all season. I actually took the points with the Huskers tonight when they were 3.5. And, and I'll make it quick, but I was just going to say that the one thing they did before Michigan is they ran the football and they stopped the run. They were allowing less than 2 yards per carry. They led the nation in sacks. And right now, even after the Michigan game, you're talking about over 200 yards rushing per game gained on offense. They allow less than 80 yards per game rushing on defense. And Illinois has been just as bad as it gets running the football and stopping the run. They're terrible. And real quick on that Bielema, last year they started 7-1 straight up. They were 6-2 against the spread. And if you throw out an anomaly against Northwestern, they're 3-7 since, and they average 17 points per game. So this is a big game. By the way, after Michigan's game last week, the very next day on Sunday, Matt Rule made them come out in full pads and have a full practice. So we're going to see how the players react to all of a sudden being on the field on Sunday after your coach being unhappy with the way you played on Saturday. But, Illinois is no Michigan. I think Nebraska gets the win.
All right, here's a little sidebar story. They had a fire in Champaign at the stadium.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That's a new phrase, burning down the house, right?
That's it. You got that right.
Maybe
the roof is on fire.
Yeah,
Yep.
Maybe they're trying to exercise the demons in Illinois and Champaign.
Anything. All right, let's go to some of the games then, and we'll start with number 1, Georgia, minus 14.5 at home, and they are hosting an undefeated, ranked 20th Kentucky team. Where are you?
Yeah, Kentucky fresh off that big win over Florida. Every once in a while, about every other week, I have a game that I kind of smack myself with the palm of my hand on my forehead and go, what was I thinking leaving that game off my sheet? And Kentucky came close to being a play last week, and I left them off, and then they ransacked Florida. But the problem with me in this one, and Georgia's being kind of, I think, undersold because they haven't really blown anybody's doors off yet, and they played a soft slate. Devin Leary, the transfer for Kentucky, he was 9 of 20 for 69 yards, 3.5 yards per attempt last week, and he's been inaccurate. He's like a 57% passer. He didn't impress earlier against soft opposition. 9 touchdown passes and 5 interceptions against Vanderbilt, Akron, Eastern Kentucky, and Ball State before last week's game. So the passing game is suspect. They also don't stop the pass. And, the Bulldogs, once again, quick and strong on defense, top 5 in defensive passing success rate in that metric, which means they don't give up like at least 50% of what's needed on a down to get a next first down. They've been excellent on third downs. They're explosive. They don't allow explosive plays. And then with Kentucky's offense, guys, being one-dimensional, unable to throw the football, I think Georgia can slow this offense down and go on and get the win and cover.
All right, Scotty, the second game, the early game. Matter of fact, I think they start tailgating about a half hour at the Texas State Fair. Oklahoma, number 12, OU taking on number 3, Texas. 5.5, Texas. I, quite frankly, just my opinion, I really believe that the Texas blows the doors off, much like last year against Oklahoma. So which way are you leaning on this? You going with the over-under, or are you going to go with the 5.5?
I got a very small play. Talk me off the ledge, guys. I got a very small play on the Sooners plus the points. And many, including myself, and you obviously just talking about it, have sung the praises of Texas. I think they're a playoff contender as we see it. And OU, of course, and they're flying under the radar, haven't really played anybody of note. They can sling the football, though. They got a really good quarterback. They got a defense that's been tough against the run. Again, relative to who they're playing, we got to see if they can do it against the Longhorns. And then you look at Texas, and outside of the Alabama game, they've not been tested yet. I mean, Kansas finds out minutes before the game they're not going to use their starting quarterback due to back issues. So Texas doesn't even see Kansas at their best. I think the Sooners could do some damage. I love Texas up front, the front 4, in fact, the front 7. But the secondary is a question mark to me, and I think OU can hang around in this one and keep it close. Manuch, you played. I do a show on Wednesday nights with Rob Zadechka, who played for Nebraska when they won those championships in the mid-'90s, and he played for the Giants for 6 years. And I asked him one question. How long in a game does motivation off a bad loss to a rival, like an ugly loss, how long does that revenge motivation last? Because I suspect it's about maybe 3 plays, and he said maybe 1 play.
Yeah.
After that, it's all about, taking care of business and what you got to do, X's and O's. So I'm guessing you probably feel the same way.
Yeah, the hype is bigger than the game itself. At that point, it's all bulletin board material all week long, 49 zip, blah, 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 this and that. Eventually, you got to get back down to the game, and I think this game is one of those. And I think this is where Quinn Ewers really shows who he is and how far he's come in reference to Gabriel and what he's going to do for OU. I think it's a shootout for the quarterbacks, quite frankly, Scotty.
I'll be candid with you here. It's a very small play, smallest play I'd possibly make when I bet games on OU. And it starts at 9 a.m. Pacific and Mountain Time. And what I'm thinking about doing, guys, is stand up late tonight, sleep it in, wake up about 12:15, and take a real quick peek at the score.
3.
Fair enough. All right, let's get to Ohio State, -20, and they are hosting the Fighting Terrapins of Maryland. And Maryland is undefeated, and they have an NFL caliber QB. What do you got?
Yeah, I didn't personally play this one, but I do have a strong opinion on this one. And, that Ohio State defense, I should say offense, hasn't been great at running the ball at times this year. But Kyle McCord doesn't make costly mistakes. And he wasn't great against Dame until it really mattered. And then we saw him play really focused football over those final couple of drives that they had against the Irish. The Buckeye defense, obviously excellent in both traditional statistics and newfangled metrics. I've had Maryland a couple of times this year, including that game against Michigan State when the scandal broke with Tucker. That was that week. And it was kind of a half a play against Michigan State as much as it was on Maryland. But they're so on the ground, and their defense, you would think, would have better metrics and traditional stats when you consider the slate of opponents they played. They've been pretty easy. I have Ohio State 16 points better than Maryland on a neutral field. It got up to 20, and that took me off of it. It's dropped down to 18.5, 19, but still not low enough for me to play. I think this was the perfect number.
2.
For me, 16 on a neutral field. I make it 19 with home field advantage. I don't make every team a 3 or a 4 or whatever. I think home field advantage can be overvalued. But again, 19 or 20, I think, is the perfect number. If I had to make an opinion, if you made me make a bet, I'd lay it with Ohio State now that it's dropped down a couple of points.
Now we do one more. We got about a minute here, Scott. We're going to forego the Cardinals and Bengals. Let's go Notre Dame, 6.5 favorite over number 25. Louisville, 10 versus number 25. Louisville undefeated as well, too, in Louisville. Do they cover that bad boy? Which way are you leaning on this?
I like Louisville in this one, guys. I played them over 8 wins this year. We're off to a perfect start. If they win this one, I'm going to feel pretty good about that over 8 wins. I have Jeff Brom and his staff rated higher than Marcus Freeman's, and I'm not trying to knock Freeman, but I think Brom's the better coach, and his staff is too. Freeman and his staff make some odd decisions. We've seen it a couple of weeks in a row. They've tailed off in the second half against both Ohio State and Duke. But third straight, tough game, intense battle, and they're doing it on the road. Place is going to be packed. Louisville's offense is
1.
fantastic. Listen, I know they won late against Duke, the Irish, but it was +2 turnover margin, part of that. I think Louisville covers the spread here.
Always great, pal, when you come on the show and hang out with us. Great insight as always. Enjoy the game, Scott.
Take care, guys.
See you. Scott Spreitzer. That's right. Always on Friday with his selections. And he by All City Towing. All City Towing continuing to grow. They've got a fleet of brand new vehicles, and they are hiring as well. The pay is very good. The benefits are excellent, and you can get a 401k with a 50% match option. If you're looking for a new gig, why not check out All City Towing? Here's all you have to do. Just go to allcitytowing.com and search careers. Once again, that's allcitytowing.com and search careers. Good luck to you. You will like working for All City Towing. Once again, that's allcitytowing.com. All right, make sure you tune in tomorrow. It's the only local sports gambling show in Arizona. Jax is on the show along with Bauer and Gross. The show airs from 11 until 1. The guys broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook in the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona. It's always crowded in there with all the games on, so go have fun with our guys, Bauer, Gross, and Jackson. Once again, 11 to 1, the only local sports gambling show. It's called Take the Points. All right, next up, football at 50, and our Steelers ran random facts of the day. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Check this out. This
Clear.
is The Herd. You're excited. I'm excited.
With Colin Cowherd.
But if you watch the game, you saw Buffalo push Miami around. And so Josh Allen in the red zone against Miami, it looks like varsity against JV. Miami doesn't have the dudes. They don't have the personnel to stop Josh Allen. He's just better than everybody they have on the defensive side, with or without Vic Fangio.
This is The Herd. Monday at 10. Tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the scenic views stick around after the sun sets, and your favorite cocktails keep you company long after overtime. Where else can you unwind with bourbon and late-night bites? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
It's Chevy truck season, and with a Chevy Silverado, there's no such thing as an uphill battle. With a Chevy Silverado, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. Because with impressive towing capability, an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen, and the choice of powerful engines to pick from, whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado with the capability you need. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona, with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our progressive kickoff jackpot contest, quarters, squares, football bingo, and propositions contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday night tailgate party at Casino, Arizona.
Those dreams I've been having have turned to nightmares.
Every evil has a beginning.
This is how it starts.
Pet Cemetery Bloodlines, now streaming on Paramount Plus, rated R.
Did you know COVID-19 related ER visits are 3 times higher than the flu? Stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines, just like you do with the flu, because you've got no time for 19. The vaccine may not be for everyone. Please consult with your doctor. Brought to you by Moderna.
For quality referrals,
surprise Manuch let you touch the equipment.
My guy. Read reviews online from people you don't know or trust.
No, that Jimmy B, I got yelled at too when I was out there.
MyGuy.com.
My guy.
Sites that are all about making money and not your needs.
Yesterday, he knocked you off the air yesterday.
By consumers in Ranking, Arizona.
My guy.
The choice is
that's the high praise.
Referrals for home repairs to remodeling to hundreds of other services. Visit My Guy.
Here we go.
For all of life's needs. Make
My guy.
Your guy.
Let's get ready for football.
You're hot.
It's Football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910, 99.9 FM, HD2. Also, you can listen for nothing, absolutely free, on the iHeartRadio app. It is Football at 50. And the people that will not be in action or listed as questionable for the Arizona Cardinals for Sunday's game against the Bengals, that list is out. Jax has got it.
Yeah, 2 offensive linemen, Dennis Daly, but more importantly, Will Hernandez are questionable. Will Hernandez with a back injury. Running back Keontae Ingram, questionable with a neck injury, and linebacker Josh Woods, questionable with an ankle injury. For the out list, just 2. D lineman Jonathan Ledbetter with a finger injury, and then cornerback Garrett Williams, the rookie out of Syracuse. Some people were expecting him to come back this week. He's out with his knee injury. I expect him to come back next week, Manuch.
All right. This story hit early this morning, ESPN's Dan Graziano. with a story about the Arizona Cardinals and injured quarterback Kyler Murray, indicating, Manuch, that he has talked to a lot of different GMs, and most of them are telling him, meaning Dan Graziano, that they believe the Cardinals will try to trade Kyler Murray at the end of the year.
Well, Jimmy, you allude to those various sources he's talked about, led him to conclude that they don't know if Murray's, number one, if he's going to come back this year. Number two, if he's going to be back as an Arizona Cardinal next year. The Cardinals, the team still doesn't have a timeline per se. And we caught up with Bob McManaman at AZ Bobby Mack for the AZ CentralSports.com that there was no precise return table in reference to when he's going to come back. Graziano notes the team is unlikely to give up anything of value in a trade for Murray if they do not see him play a game this season. So a lot of executives and agents outside of the Cardinals organization view it as likely, let me say that again, as likely that Murray will be playing for a new team in 2024.
All right, so you've been doing this a long time and played the game. If this comes to fruition and they try to unload Murray, somebody offering, they are not going to get, meaning the Cardinals in return, a 1 or a 2 or a 3. It's going to be down a ways, don't you think?
It's been reported that they're talking about a 5th-round draft choice and a 6th-round draft choice.
Okay.
So 2024, if there's a trade, would be a 5th round, and maybe 2025 you might get a 6th round. Or hey, you could get 2024, maybe a 5th and a 6th rounder.
Okay.
That's a lot of scenario, but who's going to want to pick up that contract, Jimmy, with damaged goods with Kyler Murray? That's the case. And if he doesn't play, I guess the good thing is that he's healthy to whomever he goes to.
That's the thing. What kind of tests do they do to make sure that he's completely healthy? Does he have to play a game before they get him on the trading block? But again, you mentioned that whole scenario there, Manuch. It's very interesting.
Well, if indeed they do trade him and he does not play this year, he does have to pass the physical for whichever team he goes to. So that is the latest right there on Kyler Murray and that story from Dan Graziano. Okay. Upper Crust, everybody. Our Football at 50, one of their fine sponsors. And Buckeye fans, the place to watch all the Ohio State games is Upper Crust in Phoenix. It is Maryland and Ohio State. Kickoff tomorrow morning, bright and early, 9 a.m. Upper Crust, the Ohio State alumni home in Phoenix. Time now for your random, senseless, useless, did you know? Facts of the day, and it's all presented by your Valley Chevy dealers, serving the Valley for over 80 years. Find new roads at your Valley Chevy dealers. Just head to valleychevy.com.
I love this one because I can relate to this.
Okay.
Hey, kids, do you ever open up your lunchbox at school and think, what is this? There's no passion here.
I still do that.
Well, there's a reason for that. In a new survey, 26% of parents say packing their kids' lunchbox is their least favorite chore. In fact, 29% would rather clean the bathroom than put a few things together for their kids' lunch. And 17% of parents say they'd rather get a cavity filled, which seems unnecessarily dramatic if you ask me. Packing lunch boxes can take a lot of time, especially if you're preparing multiple items to your kids' taste and not just tossing Lunchables in there. Did that many a time.
Oh, yeah.
And it can be a little frustrating because 72% of parents say their child's lunches often come back from school uneaten. You know what? That was Landon Daniel Manucci. Tough. That's what you're eating tomorrow.
I'm telling you, I had the same situation, and every day my lunch was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and some carrots. Every day, that was my lunch.
And there was an upgrade if you got an apple. God forbid if you get chips.
Oh, man.
By the way, if you're teaching your kids how to pack their own lunch, there's a promotion happening on social media hosted by Juicy Juice. Now, here's how it works.
Okay.
You just have your kids pack their lunch, take a photo, and post it on social media with the hashtag JJFryYay sweepstakes. So JJFRYYAY sweepstakes, okay? Now, to win, you have to also tag and follow at Juicy Juice USA. Oh, boy, it's too much work.
Too much work.
Now, they're looking for the best entries every Friday in October starting today.
Yeah.
And at the end of the month, one grand prize winner, oh, man, this will be interesting, will receive $10,000 that can be used toward groceries.
All right, that's good.
Or hire somebody to pack your damn lunch. For what it's worth, they say they're looking for unique results and kids packing their own lunches. So it seems like they're targeting ones that are especially good, bad, or creative. Jimmy, here's the deal. When Landon was growing up, I raised him by myself, had the lunch each and every day.
Sure.
Once in a while, he could buy his lunch. I'd give him a few ducats, but I had that sandwich in there every night.
Yep.
Then I started having him make his lunch.
Good man.
But I would check, okay, what'd you pack? Let me see what you got. You got something healthy? Well, he wanted a bunch of Snickers bars and chips in there.
Two.
Got to tell you what, he did a pretty good job in reference to packing his lunch.
I'm telling you, growing up the way that I did, we didn't have hardly anything, and it was peanut butter and jelly sandwich and carrots. That was every day in grade school in my Mickey Mouse little lunchbox.
I could tell you bologna sandwiches, cheese sandwiches, PB&Js.
Oh, you had more than me.
Oh, that was it. That Cedar Valley Chevy dealers today during Chevy's truck season. Every truck has a story that makes yours a strong one. It's Chevy truck season. Cedar Valley Chevy dealers today. I got to tell you what, guys, this Kyler Murray story that broke this morning from Dan Graziano from his sources about this whole Kyler Murray scenario. You know, we looked at how he blew his knee out. I mean, I'd be surprised if he plays within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, I'm with you on that.
I think after this 21-day period, he might go back on injury reserve again for another 4 games. So now, with this new staff saying Joshua Dobbs playing fairly well, he's not Kyler Murray. But if they feel they can hold serve with Joshua Dobbs, and he's not their guy next year anyway, there could be a lot of merit to this story. So this is one that's going to have to be playing out. The longer he doesn't play, I think the more merit the story has.
Interesting. Hey, but don't forget, you need to jump on Fan Pick'em. It's all presented by Twin Peaks, Coors Light, and Blue Moon. Just go to fanpick'em.com and make your selections. Okay, coming up, an hour number 3. The D-backs have a date with the Dodgers, and it starts tomorrow. And D-backs radio analyst Tom Candiotti will be our guest. Also, Bengals radio analyst Dave Lapham will join us on the Cincinnati-Arizona Cardinal game. It's next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our Progressive Kickoff Jackpot Contest, Quarter Squares, Football Bingo, and Propositions Contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday Night Tailgate Party at Casino, Arizona.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites. Only at Twin Peaks.
The NFL is back, and your free iHeartRadio app is your home for the NFL Podcast Network with full coverage of all 32 NFL teams. Get in-depth analysis from the pros on Around the NFL. Win bragging rights in this year's draft with tips from the NFL Fantasy Football Podcast and more. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
This new Wendy's Frosty flavor is way too exciting to keep under wraps. It's a brand new, first-of-its-kind flavor. Get this. Pumpkin spice. I know, right? It's so good. It's rich, it's cozy. It's the perfect flavor for some fall frosty time. Watch, everyone will see it and jump on the bandwagon. Grab a never-before-seen pumpkin spice frosty or pumpkin spice frosty cream cold brew today when you choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Vanilla Frosty is temporarily unavailable.
Get the one and done you want for your dog's monthly protection. New NexGard Plus, Afoxolon or Moxidectin and Pyrantel chewable tablets. Protects against fleas, ticks, heartworm disease, roundworms, and hookworms. All in one delicious beef-flavored soft chew. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. Dogs should be tested for existing heartworm infection prior to starting a preventive. Ask your vet about new NexGard Plus chews.
Duke's Sports Grill on Miller and McDowell.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Don't just drink at Duke's, play at Duke's.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Pool, shuffleboard, darts, karaoke, and trivia nights.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Named one of the New Times best bars in town.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Daily food specials.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Where Goose? Where Goose? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Get unlimited wireless from Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. Learn more at boostinfinite.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd, Monday from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix.
He's there.
Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music.
Yes, sir.
Never sounded so good.
Cardinals getting set to face the Bengals on Sunday at home, where they're 4-0 all-time against Cincinnati. In fact, they're 5-1 in their last 6 against them overall. Game 1 for the Diamondbacks and Dodgers on the way tomorrow night in L.A. Merrill Kelly on the bump against Clayton Kershaw. Carroll has been named the Hank Aaron Award. Who's the most outstanding regular season offensive performer in each league. The 3-2 Arizona Wildcats also in Los Angeles tomorrow night. They'll get set to battle the undefeated USC Trojans. Meanwhile, 1-3 Arizona State welcomes in Deion Sanders and his 3-2.
Somebody's headset
Colorado
close to the
Buffaloes.
speaker.
I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword BILLS at foxsports910.com. That's BILLS at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for mostly clear skies. Those temperatures dipping down into those mid to upper 70s. And then for the rest of the weekend, things looking pretty good. We'll see a high of 100 degrees on Saturday, 98 for your Sunday with mostly sunny skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Bay Alarm.
When it comes to your business, protect what matters most with Bay Alarm. They'll work with you to design the right security system and send their expert technicians to install it. Worry less about your people and your property with Bay Alarm because they got you. To learn more, visit bayalarm.com.
You're hot.
Swing and a miss. That's a knuckleball. I mean, that ball, he sees it. It's in the middle of the plate at one point, and then see you later.
Candyman. The Candyman can.
Candiotti just continues to throw slower and slower every inning. Gravity's going to take over pretty soon. The ball's not going to make it to home plate.
And here's strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Candyman. The Candyman can.
Go ahead.
All right, everybody, welcome back. I love Candy's Open. It's one of the best opens we have ever created on this show. And it's always fun when Tom Candiotti joins us. He's going to be a busy boy tomorrow. It is the opening game, the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. Candy, it's Jimmy B and Manuch. You excited, big dog?
Man, am I excited. I'm excited to hear that open every time.
Hey, we take care of our friends, pal. You got that right. So take me to this
There's
game.
no question.
Yep. Take me to this game, okay? Because Merrill Kelly on the mound, Manuch had the stat of the show, 0-11. Clue us in.
He's got him right where he wants him, right, Tom?
Yeah, he's due.
You know what? Look at the odds of gravity, right? It's got to happen one time. It's got to win.
Sooner or later, yes.
But the Dodgers have definitely had Merrill's number. I remember even the last start that he had here. I was here doing the game, and it just didn't go good for any of the D-back pitchers in that series. Yeah, I think the one thing that Merrill's going to have to do to have a chance against this club is you got to neutralize the top two guys, right? Betts and Freeman, those two guys are just dynamic right now. I mean, especially this year, the way they're playing. But if you can't neutralize those two, then you're in trouble. If they get on base, they do some damage, and then it's going to be, will Will Smith, and it's going to be J.D. Martinez, and it's going to be Muncie. Those guys can do it. But if you neutralize the top two guys, then you don't mind facing those guys without anybody on base. I know it's a tall order to ask, but I think that's how the Dodgers offense kind of sets up.
Tom, and just impressive wins 2 games in a row over Milwaukee. So you sit there and you go, okay, the Diamondbacks had to play the wild card series. They're on a roll per se. The Dodgers have sat down 4 days, 5 days now. Don't know if they've been doing inter-squad scrimmages or whatever. What do you prefer, to continue to play or have some time off and try to get back in sync? Which way does that boat float when you look back on your career?
I'd rather keep playing. If you stay sharp that way, your focus stays like really high and elevated, and instead of like really just kind of letting yourself just kind of down and relax for a little bit. The only thing it does help is if your rotation is a little bit in trouble, you have a chance to really set your rotation, for this upcoming series. But I don't know. I think if you talk to most players, they want to keep going, and they don't want those days off. Maybe 1 day off is great, but when you're getting 2, 3, 4, 5 days off, that's a lot to miss. So, I think I'd much rather be in the D-back situation right now.
Yep.
They're set up pretty good with Merrill and even Gallen. And I'm even thinking with Gallen, if they win the first game, ideally you like to win one of these 2 games. Sure. And if they happen to win the first game, I would almost think about holding Gallen back and let him pitch at Chase Field, where he's just been dominant. 12-2 at home, I think, is what his record is at home, I think. And so I'd much rather see him pitch then.
Tom, it's interesting. It seems as though the bullpen has found their rhythm and tempo. No runs in the 2 games, really a staunch bullpen. And I'm just curious with Seawald as your official closer, that things have settled down and the roles are pretty well defined. And guys, I don't know, just seem more comfortable that way.
This team has really taken on a championship caliber team when this bullpen got structured. Yeah. Once they got Thompson, he really just dominated the 7th inning. It enabled Ginkel to just work in the 8th inning. And then you had Seawald, like you guys just mentioned, working in the 9th inning. It was just completely structured. And if you needed a tough, lefty to come in or whatever, you had Manafly, who really started throwing the ball well. You could put Frias in there if someone needed a day off. Saul Frank has been excellent. But it's the structure of those 3, the main 3 guys that have just shortened the games for Torrey. He knows what to do. Those guys know what inning they're going to pitch, given everything is everyone's rested. And so they know Thompson is the 7th and Ginkel's the 8th. And, it just shortens the game. And all the great teams have had that have won. Now, the Dodgers haven't seen that from the D-backs yet. They haven't seen, well rested. They haven't seen Thompson. So, this is going to be, kind of fun.
I'm with you on that, as we're having a great conversation right now with Tom Candiotti on the Right Toyota guest line. So the Dodgers are going to counter with 106-year-old Clayton Kershaw. What do you expect out of Kershaw now that he has had all of that time to rest?
Yeah, I was here last time, when Clayton pitched. I forget what month that was, July or August. And, it's one of those things. But he didn't throw that great.
Yeah.
I think his numbers looked a lot better than how he threw. I think he went like 5 innings or something like that. But, he got blistered around pretty good. Balls just happened to be caught. He doesn't scare you like he used to. I know it's at Dodger Stadium, and that's a different place for people to pitch. And I think that's maybe one of the reasons why Merrill has some trouble. That extra deck up there is big. It's a completely different environment when you pitch at a place like this. But Kershaw has mastered that, and he's very comfortable pitching at home. The team responds for him, and the crowd responds to him. So, but I don't think he's going to go deep in the game. I don't see him going even like 5 innings or more right now.
Tom Candiotti joins us here on the Right Toyota guest line, Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B. Tom, color analyst for your Arizona Diamondbacks. And as Jimmy alluded to, you look at the excitement of this game, and it seems as though the young guys, i.e. one Corbin Carroll and Alec Thomas, running into a home run the other day, have someone got this offense going. I mean, but being down, Tom, I think what's been impressive for a lot of Diamondback fans. You're down and you come back, you tie it up, and you pretty much go on and win the game from coming from behind, which has always been when the Diamondbacks are ahead, they lose that lead. They've struggled to come back from behind the last few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you got the firepower now to be able to do that. And this team, offensively, they're going to go as Corbin Carroll goes. You know, when Corbin, you know, gets it going, when he gets on base, whether he hits a home run or gets a base hit, steals about 20 bases, whatever it is, you know, he just sets the tone for this team. And when he doesn't get on base and he doesn't create havoc out on the base pass or do something special with his bat, then this team has a tendency to struggle. So, you know, that's just going to be a key matchup with Corbin. You know, I talked to Corbin Burns after his outing in Milwaukee, and I said, "What'd you think?" You know, I know him. He's a St. Mary's college grad, you know, where I was.
Right.
And so, and a golf buddy. And so he goes, man, if you miss any pitch down on him, he is so locked in, he's just going to kill the ball.
Wow.
And he goes, I missed my spot. I threw a changeup down. I should have never thrown it. And he hit the ball about as hard as anyone's hit one off me. So that's how he's seeing the ball right now. So if Kershaw does make any mistake, or their bullpen, when they come in, they make any kind of mistakes, I think he's just seeing the ball so well that he's going to do some damage.
You know, you said something, and I had a conversation with a guy last night watching the game at a refreshment stand on baseball. And baseball used to be all about statistics and pitching statistics, hitting statistics. Now, when you had Miguel Cabrera win the Triple Crown, people were trying to poo-poo that because his WAR wasn't as good as somebody else. Now you're to the point where you just referenced it. You might even see Clayton Kershaw only go 4 innings, maybe 5 tops. You're never going to see pitchers win 20 games again, or even go after strikeout records again. Hell, nobody's going to catch Nolan Ryan. Where are you on that, Tom, being a former player and pitcher?
Well, I was always a guy that liked to take the ball and kind of finish what you start. You know, I had a lot of complete games.
Yep.
And there's no better feeling when you're out there at the end of the game after you just got the final out. I mean, it's unfortunate that a lot of these guys don't get a chance to experience that feeling. And especially after a winning complete game. I mean, it's just, you know, such a fun thing. But, you know, that era is gone. You know, it's all, you know, it's computer baseball now, you know, and they're changing swing planes or, you know, all this other stuff. I mean, the product they get out there, I mean, these guys now are so athletic and big and strong, you know, it happens, you know, every generation. It seems like they get bigger, they get stronger, they get better. But, you know, you don't have those warriors on the mound, your Nolan Ryans, your Seavers, and all those guys that Clemens that could go out there and just, you know, start a game, finish it, and you know, bullpen doesn't even get up. You know, it just doesn't happen, and particularly in the playoffs now. We've seen this over since probably maybe the mid 2000s or so.
Yeah.
When you get into the playoffs, it's like, you know, starters don't go the third time through the order. I mean, they barely go through. I remember what was that, a few years ago when was it Tampa Bay that pulled Snell out of the game?
Yes.
He was just dominating the Dodgers.
Yes, I remember that.
I mean, crazy. Yeah, just crazy how they you know, they feel that the computer is telling them what to do.
Jimmy, I think I just saw Tom's. He just actually texted me his schedule tomorrow.
Okay.
Tea time at Riviera Country Club at 9. Brunch at 1:30.
Yeah.
Nap from 2 to 4. Ball club. First pitch 6:20. Man, you got a hell of a life there. Life of Riley there,
That is
Big
pretty
Tom.
good, Tommy.
Hey, as long as you get that lunch and the nap in, you're good.
Listen, have a great
Yes, man.
Have a great call tomorrow and the rest of the series. We always appreciate you taking time with us. Thank you, pal.
You got it, man. This should be a good one.
It'll be fun. Tom Candiotti, radio color commentator for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he will be working tomorrow evening as it's the Dodgers and the D-backs. And our top stories are always presented by the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. It's your home to watch games and also wager on games. They have 6 self-service betting kiosks and 3 betting windows as well. They also have 8 dedicated screens just for betting lines. It's available to you at the CAZ Sportsbook in the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona. And while you're there, it's a new home of the Roc and Manuch Lager, and it's brewed by Huss Brewing in Tempe. Our 23rd year of having Monday Night Tailgate. Yeah, it's coming up. It'll be next Monday. Packers at the Raiders. It's going to be a great game. Doors open at about 3 o'clock, and you need to be there. It's free. Just walk in, and you get a chance to win cash. You heard me. C-A-S-H. Cold, hard, cash. You can win it at the CAZ Sportsbook in the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona. For more information, just go to rockandmanuch.com, and we will see you on Monday night. When we come back, Cardinals and Bengals are going to get it on Farm Stadium on Sunday. We're going to dive into that contest. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Monday on the Drive, it'll be
Clear.
an absolute banger of a weekend in Phoenix. Can the Diamondbacks shock the baseball
Manuch.
world against the Dodgers? Can the Cardinals flip the script and become a wild card contender? Or will Phoenix do Phoenix things? 6:05 on the Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Heavy traffic on 10 westbound, 24th Street over to 7th Avenue. Same thing westbound, 202 Red Mountain Freeway from 32nd Street.
You're getting a clip of Joe Burrow admitting that it has been a tough few weeks. We're going to get through it. Use that to launch into discussing who has more pressure on them on Sunday.
Sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows fall is the perfect time for outdoor projects. Right now, you can keep your yard looking its best and save. Take care of leaves with leaf blowers.
I have a different cut for him.
$89.98. Lowe's knows home improvement. While supplies last, see store for details.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys, live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Hi, I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Recently, Lerner & Rowe was named the second most influential law firm in the United States. Although we have offices in other parts of the country, Glenn and I both live here and raise our families here. We are your local law firm. No other law firm in the state comes close to the experience, reputation, and results as Lerner & Rowe. When you're hurt in a wreck and need a check, call the law firm that can get you the results you need. Call Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Got the urge to pick games each week? Thursday, Sunday, even Mondays? Then sign up now for the Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, courtesy of Blue Moon and Coors Light. It's totally free to play. Head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com.
Looking for the perfect destination to perfect your putting? Welcome to Putting World, the ultimate 18-hole indoor putting course designed to delight golf enthusiasts of all levels. Immerse yourself in the art of putting as you navigate our greens. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a curious beginner, Putting World promises an unforgettable experience for everyone. Swing by today to elevate your golf game to new heights. Visit us at the Scottsdale Promenade or learn more at puttingworld.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
College football tomorrow finds Arizona State hosting Coach Prime and the Buffaloes in a sold-out Sun Devil Stadium. The Wildcats
if you put your
kick
headset
off
on,
at
I'll
USC
explain.
Under the lights, the Diamondbacks meet their NL West rivals, the Dodgers, in Game 1 of their division series. Merrill Kelly opposes Clayton Kershaw, and the Cardinals getting set to welcome in the Bengals. Will Hernandez and Keontae Ingram, both among those listed as questionable. I'm Frank Garrity.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Store.
As your local Staples Amazon return. Now, when you return an Amazon order at Staples, you receive a coupon for $10 off your next Staples purchase of $30 or more. Exclusions apply. Staples, your new favorite place for Amazon returns.
It's been a tough couple weeks. That's for sure. We're going to get through it.
You're hot.
We're going to get through it. We got tough, resilient guys in there. We got
Joe Burrow.
Tough guys that have been through a lot. So we know how to handle these situations. It's tough right now, but we're going to get through it.
That is Joe Cool, as they refer to him in Cincinnati. Quarterback Joe Burrow struggling with that calf injury. It has definitely showed. However, Burrow, during that same news conference, come out and said, it's the best I have felt since training camp and before I heard it. So it's going to be interesting. It is Cincinnati on the road against the Cardinals this Sunday afternoon, State Farm Stadium. Be there or be square. Manuch, I ask you as a quarterback who played this game, with the injury that Joe Burrow had, and he's right-handed, trying to drop back and push off that leg, that seemed to change his entire motion, and thus his throws have not been as effective as what we had seen in the past.
Well, you're looking to push off that right leg. It's the injury to the right calf. So when you plant or even dropping back, you're a little ginger on. You can't put a lot of pressure on him because of the pain. Mm-hmm. Sounds like to me he's beyond the pain, that he can drop back and then push off that right leg onto his left leg and get that more power with it. So if you notice in a couple of games, I'll take, for example, the Monday night game was against the Rams.
Right.
A lot of his throws were low. They were high, very inaccurate. And Joe Burrow's a very accurate quarterback. So at that point, you saw him on the sideline. He had the heat on it during every time he'd go to the sideline.
Yep.
I'm sure they had a calf sleeve on there, anything to keep it warm, to keep the pressure on there so he didn't feel the pain. So you knew he was out of sorts. Even though they won that game, you knew that he was out of sorts. So I think what Joe Burrow is also saying is that this is a must-win game for the Cincinnati Bengals. Mm-hmm. We're going to catch up with Dave Lapham, who's the former Bengal and now the color analyst for your Cincinnati Bengals. We're going to catch up with him here at 3:30 and ask him, is this a must-win scenario? So for me, to that standpoint, is the pressure on the Bengals to finally get a road win. They've never won, Jimmy, at the Cardinal Stadium, whether it's University of Phoenix or State Farm. They've never won there. And quite frankly, is the pressure on the Cardinals to get back to protecting the nest. You made a good showing toward the end of the game against the San Francisco 49ers. You want to get back on track. You don't want to be 1-4. You want to be 2-3. Or if the Bengals lose this game, they're 1-4.
Yeah.
I mean, for all intents and purposes,
they might be out.
Well,
out of the playoffs.
Well, stop and think about it. You got the Cleveland Browns that are a little scruffle-upless.
They are.
Whether I imagine Deshaun Watson's gonna play this week in reference to his hand. But the Browns, here they are. I mean, the Brownies are at 2-2. Bengals is 1-3, as I mentioned. Ravens, I think, are going to be the class of that division, the AFC North. Steelers, they are just an enigma right now.
They're lost.
But to the point of, you get into must-win scenarios on the road, and if you're the Cincinnati Bengals, quite frankly, guys, think about this. They were a personal foul penalty away from winning the AFC Championship game last year.
That's right.
If that knucklehead doesn't hit Patrick Mahomes late out of bounds, puts him in field goal position, and they win that football game.
Yep.
But that's been how many years now, Jimmy? They got beat in the Super Bowl a few years ago by the Rams.
Yep.
They got back one time. They get back another time. And that kind of a dumb play negates them. got a lot of guys, some guys coming and going. But you know what? You look at the Cincinnati Bengals team, and you go, they got the core nucleus on the offensive side. They got the core nucleus on the defensive side. Hey, the pressure's on them. Cardinals have got house money. They're playing well. They're not expected to do anything.
I agree with that statement.
And with the Bengals, it's like, if we start to falter or fade, is this the end of the era? Is this the end of the Super Bowl runs that they were on just a couple of short years ago and that they blew last year? Now I look at their lineup led by Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
They got dudes.
They got dudes all over the place.
Yeah.
I think that what's happened is that Joe Burrow has sucked it up, did all he could do, and dealt with the pain to play on this team. And then on the defensive side, pretty much everybody's there. Now, Gaither's out, and now Wazoo is questionable. The only guy that's out is Akeem Davis-Gaither. That's it.
Yeah.
So there's something that's going on in that locker room that they're going to have to fix to this with this game on Sunday afternoon at 1:05 to get them back on track. Because all of a sudden you're 1-4 and you're 1-5, and you're 1-6, you're going nowhere fast. And the frustration, Jimmy, the fingers will start pointing at each other, and that thing will spin out of control.
One of the things that you touched on briefly, and I want to elaborate on it and then ask for your thoughts again as well, and that is there is absolutely, and I mean absolutely, zero pressure on the Cards. None whatsoever.
I mean,
most fans thought that you might be, until Kyler Murray comes back, you might be 1-8, 1-9. So they're not anticipating you knocking off teams like Cincinnati until Cincinnati has all of the problems that they have right now.
Yeah, and you can't beat Cincinnati, Jimmy, and have all this, prowess the last 3 years.
Right, yeah.
And you got Joe Cool, you got Joe Burrow, you got all this cachet at your weaponry, right?
Yes, yeah.
And you're not doing anything
They're
fast.
not scoring any points.
What are they? Yeah, they're one of the worst in the league as far as scoring. And so, for Coach Taylor and his staff, there's some pressure on them too. I can imagine Mike Brown, the owner of the Bengals, going, "What the hell's going on here? Are you guys just a one calf injury away from this so-called dynasty falling apart?" But yeah, this is a mulligan year for the Arizona Cardinals. What's a mulligan, folks? It means, hey, look, you know what? You could hit a bad tee shot off the number one tee. Let's just tee it up again.
Take another one.
Yeah, you got grace. I mean, so the Cardinals, let it rip, man. You got nothing to lose here.
I'm with you.
So if you're the Bengals and you're Joe Cool, who, by the way, is one of the most accurate kids I've seen coming out of college ever. Of course, he had some phenomenal weapons at LSU.
He did, but boy, oh boy, were they terrific.
And
LSU.
you know what? In those playoff games like last year against the Buffalo Bills and coming down the stretch, he couldn't miss.
Manuch,
so hopefully,
if he's healthy,
if he's healthy, Jimmy, if he's healthy, they should win this game.
Yep.
But I expect the Cardinals. I expect them to win this game.
Okay. I'm, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I am leaning the other way. I think that there's way too much on the line right now for the Bengals, in which you just discussed. And if Joe Burrow's calf is on the mend and feeling that much better, those high throws, low throws that you also referenced, those will not take place on Sunday.
And Jimmy, just real quick before we break, you'll notice where the balls are early in the game, if he's high, low, or money.
Okay.
And watch him drop back. Is it full speed? Is it 3/4 speed? And is he pushing off that back leg?
It'll be fun coming this Sunday. Hey, by the way, if you can't get to the game, you need to head to Twin Peaks. They have 5 Valley locations, and we have partnered with Twin Peaks along with Blue Moon and Coors Light to give you a chance to win one of 5 65-inch big screen TVs. So right now, unless you're driving, just text Peaks to 59925. Pull over and text Peaks to 59925. You're automatically in the drawing, and you can hang out at Twin Peaks. They are your football headquarters. Dave Lampin, longtime offensive lineman with the Bengals, works on their radio as an analyst. He is going to join us, and that is next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Behold.
Clear.
Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The MLB Division Series get going tomorrow. In the AL, it's the Rangers visiting the Orioles and the Astros home for the Twins. The National League features an East Division matchup as the Braves host the Phillies, and the nightcap comes from the West as the D-backs visit the Dodgers. Here's Snake skipper Torey Lovello.
It's going to be a great challenge, but I know this team is connected, and I feel like this team is very dangerous when they are connected. I believe in them. They believe in themselves, which is the most important thing.
Merrill Kelly and Clayton Kershaw start the opener. The Cardinals getting set to take on the Bengals on Sunday. Jonathan Ledbetter and Garrett Williams both out with their injuries. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker and Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for mostly clear skies. Those temperatures dipping down into those mid to upper 70s. And then for the rest of the weekend, things looking pretty good. We'll see a high of 100 degrees on Saturday, 98 for your Sunday with mostly sunny skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's rolled chicken tacos are full of shredded, marinated, all white meat chicken. Choose from 3 dipping sauces: spicy ranch, nacho cheese sauce, and house-made guacamole. Order on the Taco Bell app. Get 1 dip per 2-pack, 2 dips per 4-pack at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona, with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our progressive kickoff jackpot contest, quarter squares, football bingo, and propositions contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday night tailgate party at Casino, Arizona.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is the place to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scottsdale at 8880 East Via Linda.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Escape the scorching heat and get indoors at Putting World's 18-hole putting experience. Stay cool while mastering the greens and having a blast with family and friends. Visit Putting World today.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department.
He's there
At 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider.
Remember, coming back first.
Within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480.
Yeah, he's sleeping back here. He's got to do ASU hockey after this.
That's allcitytowing.com.
Did you know COVID-19 related ER visits are 3 times higher than the flu? Stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines, just like you do with the flu, because you've got no time for 19. The vaccine may not be for everyone. Please consult with your doctor.
That'd be a pretty good get.
Brought to you by Moderna.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave.
I can confirm that is not what he's doing.
And around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Listen, if it makes money, Manuch, it makes money.
Failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms are familiar, it's time to talk with your
Can't have him on Take the Points now.
picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The fully electric EQS sedan from Mercedes-Benz is innovation on a magnificent scale. Available with the epic 56-inch touch-sensitive hyperscreen. The vehicle is all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQS.
Does it feel like a must-win game to you guys in the locker room?
Yes.
Why is it a must-win?
We have the same question. Jinx.
It's a lot of different reasons. We got to go in and get a win on the road. We haven't had a road win yet. We've prided ourselves on the road. We're playing a really good football team, good defense, good scheme. We need it for our morale. We need it for the rankings. We need it for everything.
That, of course, Joe Burrow, and they do need it for morale.
Must
they need
win,
it,
Jimmy.
Must win, and he says that his calf is much better. So this is going to be a lot of fun. That's why we asked radio analyst for the Cincinnati Bengals and longtime offensive lineman for the Bengals, Dave Lapham, to join us. Dave, welcome. It's Jimmy B and Manuch. And let us start first with what Joe Burrow just spoke about. He has referenced in those media gatherings that his calf is much better. Is he just spitting out media, or is he telling the truth? Do you know?
Well, Jimmy B and Manuch, thanks for the opportunity to visit. I think it's one of those deals where it's over time, it's going to get better on a daily basis as long as he doesn't jazz it up again, as long as he doesn't have a setback. And he's had no setbacks. So it's improving on a daily basis. Now, can he do the explosive, short space, quick twitch movements to manipulate the pocket or get out of pocket? Because that's the problem. Yeah. He's a statue. And defenses know he's a statue. And defensive linemen, they're teeing off to one spot. They're not worried about staying in rush lanes because they know he won't try to avoid and get outside the defensive ends. They're crowding the middle of the pocket with blitzes and defensive linemen. It's very, very difficult for the offensive line to pass protect in that regard. They are very diminished offensively because of the medical limitations of Joe Burrow's calf.
Yeah, quite frankly, and David Manuch, always great to catch up with you. And that's what I mentioned earlier to Jimmy and these guys. I said, look, you'll see when you watch the Monday night game, I guess against the Rams, he was a statue back there. He was limited. His throws were high. They were low. You could tell he just couldn't push off that right leg where that calf is or even move back. And to your point, Dave, part of his game is the waggle, the rollout, the bootleg, getting a occasional first down here and there. You could tell he was limited. So I guess we think we'll find out early on in this game with his movement, not so much his dropbacks, if his game back as far as escapability is going to be back. Well, we know if that calf is completely healed.
Yeah, I mean, you take it for granted until he can't do it.
Yes.
He's not like Lamar Jackson. He's not that kind of guy. But, like, for example, what you get going, Dobbs, I mean, this guy, he's extending and creating plays. They have, plays to him in the quarterback run game too as well. But, I mean, on third down and in the red zone over the few years that Joe Burrow's been here, he has made many, many plays by extending and creating the play and converting on third down, converting touchdowns in the red zone. He'd either manipulate and climb the pocket or get out of the pocket, on a creative basis on his own, or like you said, design waggles, bootlegs, nakeds, that kind of thing. Last week down in Tennessee, the Bengals started putting pressure on Tannehill in the pocket. They changed the launch point. They got him out of pocket with with that type of thing. With Joe Burrow, when he's getting pressure in the pocket, they have to eat it. There's nothing they can do. He just can't get out of pocket. He can't, his movement is just not there right now. Hopefully, for the Bengals' sake, it'll be better. And find out, I guess.
Dave, it's interesting because you still got dudes on this offense. You got Mixon and Chase and T. Higgins and the guy. I mean, you got guys. You got the same offense. It just seems as though it's become antiquated because of a calf injury. I don't know. It just seems like there could be more explosiveness because everybody else is still there.
Yeah, but it just shows you the importance of the quarterback.
Yeah.
Offensive linemen will tell you, geez, I missed a block and Joe made up for it with his escapability. He just made a quick move and, climbed the pocket and my mistake wasn't even noticed, because Joe made good on it. And I think quarterback position is the most important position in all of sports. There's no two ways about it. And when your quarterback is having difficulty delivering the ball, like you guys said, and I agree. I mean, he's been high, he's been wide. I mean, he prides himself on his accuracy, and his accuracy is usually unbelievable. But it hasn't been the case this year. And I mean, it's come to a grinding halt offensively. There's no doubt about it. And Joe Burrow himself. I mean, this is mind-boggling to me. He's the first quarterback in NFL history with 150 attempts in his first 4 games. It's averaged less than 5 yards per attempt. Wow. He's averaging 4.82 yards per attempt. I mean, that is like half what he normally averages, and it just goes to show you how diminished he is.
Wow, that's a great stat. Thank you, Dave. Now, let me drop to the other side of the football because you're going to play against a Cardinal team. No Kyler Murray at quarterback. It is Joshua Dobbs, who has gotten better every week, although it doesn't show up so much in the win-loss column, but he has gotten better every week. They have a solid running back in James Conner. How does the Bengals defense then set themselves up against the Cardinals offense?
Well, that's the key, is to stop that, control that running game. Conner's tied for third in the NFL, 318 rushing yards. And as an offense, they're sixth in the NFL, running for 143.5 and efficient, averaging 5.3 per rush. He's at 5.1. And as a result of that, Dobbs is enjoying play action success. So I think the key to this football game for the Bengals to handle what Dobbs is doing is you got to have to control that running game. You can't let the Arizona Cardinals run wild on you. And to be honest with you, Bengals defense has struggled in that regard. Against Cleveland, they gave up 206 yards in the game, 5.2 per carry.
3.
Baltimore the next week, 178 yards, 4.8 per carry. Last week against Tennessee, 173 yards, 5.2 per carry. So guess what Arizona's going to try to do?
Yeah, that's coming downhill at you as well, too. Dave, just interesting. Here you guys, you lost the Super Bowl a couple years ago to the Rams. You're a personal foul away from maybe winning that AFC Championship game last year. How is this team handling? Because that window, as you know, Dave, in the National Football League nowadays with contracts is a very short window. If this team can't get off to Schneid, is that championship-type Cincinnati Bengals team, is that window closing on them?
No, I think it's just because of Joe's injury, honestly. I mean, he's a shell of himself. I mean, the last 2 years, he performed at an incredible level.
2.
And the sad thing is, he was in the best shape of his life. I mean, he worked his tail off in the off season, and he reported to camp looking unbelievably fit, stronger, throwing the ball with more velocity and even better accuracy. And the football god said, "We're going to screw you with the calf injury." and calf injuries, these things are dicey, man. They're tricky.
Yeah.
I've talked to people that have had them, and it's going to last the whole season. I mean, at some point in time, it's going to feel good. He's going to try to burst, out of the pocket or whatever, and he's going to, re-aggravate it. He's going to tweak it. That's the thing. It's not something that goes away and stays away. It's something that you have to continue to work on and rehab the entire season. Hope that you don't have relapses. And I mean, really,
1.
It's interesting. The Bengals went 12-4 last year. The game against Buffalo was canceled because of the unfortunate injury to Hamlin.
Right.
But now they start 1-3, and everybody's like, "Boy, the sky is falling." Arizona, they go 4-13, and they start 1-3, and man, everything's looking rosy. It's incredible how it's such a different dynamic. But I will say, watching the Arizona Cardinals on tape, man, they are playing with some energy, enthusiasm, paying attention to detail. Everybody's doing what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it. I mean, they're fun to watch on tape. They're responding to this new coaching staff for sure.
Dave, you being a former lineman, you guys wake up sweating, right? So we are cooling down for kickoff on Sunday. It'll be a cool, chilly sweater weather for Phoenix, Arizona, 92 degrees at kickoff, just so you know. So it's going to be, dress appropriately. Bring an extra sweater.
The roof will be cold. Don't you think the roof will be closed?
Oh, you'll be 72 inside, Big D. You'll be fine.
I love it. I heard it's 104 there today.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's like I said, it's cooling down a little bit. It's getting
Yeah.
chilly. Hey, we had 150 for like 5 straight months. You kidding me?
I mean, man, I tell you what, you guys are roasting marshmallows without a fire. That's crazy.
He is one of the best offensive linemen to ever play for the Cincinnati Bengals, and now he is working on their radio network as the Bengals radio analyst. Dave Lapham, thank you so much, pal. Have a good call on Sunday.
Gents, I appreciate the opportunity to visit.
There you go. Dave Lapham on the Right Toyota guest line. Hey, can you use an extra $5,000? Why not? How about a $50 Twin Peaks man card? You can buy your friends a couple of cold ones. All you have to do is just play the annual Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em contest. It's all sponsored by Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. Get on to Fan Pick'em, make your picks, and sit back and see if you win. Just go to fanpick'em.com. Coming up next, we're going to close out the show. It'll be our football at 50 and our Lerner and Rowe one call. That's all. With Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Check this out. This
Clear.
The Herd. You're excited. I'm excited. With Colin Cowherd.
What you're seeing with Detroit, they had a vision, and they're patiently putting it together. And I think Dan Campbell and Jared Goff work well together. So Campbell and Goff are two talented guys who don't get a ton of respect, and they use that as jet fuel.
This is The Herd. Monday at 10. Tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
A busy Friday
Hey, gents.
afternoon on our roadways. First off, there's a wreck on the South Mountain, northbound 202.
I'm going to throw the one call on the dock now, but it's Dave Roberts.
A crash in the West Valley, westbound 10 approaching Verrado Way. And a wreck with entries on Bell and 52nd Street.
This report is sponsored by your Valley Toyota dealers. Toyotas are always a great value. Choose from best-selling models like Camry, Corolla, Highlander, RAV4, and more. Visit any one of the 10 Valley Toyota dealers or valleytoyotadealers.com today. Toyota, let's go places.
You hear it all the time. Lawyers talk about all their experience, many years of experience with insurance companies, and experience in the courtroom. But what they're not talking about is their results. Maybe they don't have any. At Lerner and Rowe, we're proud of our results because that's how we measure our success. We've helped over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries, with over $1 billion just in the last 5 years alone. When you want results, call Lerner and Rowe.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona.
Wow, what a shock. Dan Manucci's going to promote the K-State game on the What's on Tap.
From CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation
Jimmy B.
to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their
Let's make sure we throw to the one call first today, okay?
So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
The right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
It's not a big deal to me either. I'm just going to fire the things in order that we got to put them in. So
every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the
That's
game?
fine. We're all good.
Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey, sports
So you got football 50, and then you'll cue me for one call, and then you'll cue me for the beer, right, Manuch?
Tequila made from 100% blue rubber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified
I'll wait for the cue.
Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Yo, J Balvin here. Verizon just hooked me up with a new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium. How can you get one? By switching to my plan at your Verizon store, get the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro on them. When you trade in any iPhone, any model, any condition, guaranteed. And listen to my new song, Dientes, on your way to get the new iPhone 15 Pro.
Don't miss out. Switch to my plan from Verizon today. It's your Verizon. $999.99, 128 gigabyte only. Device payment purchase or full retail purchase with new smartphone line and unlimited ultimate plan required. Less $1,000 trade-in or promo.
This is how the doc becomes 48 pages long.
No longer met. 0% APR.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with
Here we go.
Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Let's get ready for football.
You're hot.
It's Football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
All right, everybody, final segment. Don't everybody applaud all at once. Football at 50 presented by Putting World in Scottsdale. Let's update everybody right now on the injury status for the Cardinals. Jax.
Yeah, so the questionable list includes offensive lineman Dennis Daly with an ankle injury, offensive lineman Will Hernandez with a back injury, which is a big questionable offensive lineman there. Running back Keontae Ingram with a neck injury, and Josh Woods, linebacker Manuch. Talk about the impact he's had. Ankle injury for him.
Yeah, he really has. He's playing very, very well. And Hernandez struggled last year with the back injury. Ingram should be good to go. Daly, I tell you what, guys, they're thin. The offensive line, the defensive line, they can't afford to lose any of those guys, especially Josh Woods at linebacker.
And then for the out, defensive lineman Jonathan Ledbetter, finger injury, as well as cornerback, rookie corner out of Syracuse, Garrett Williams, will be out with a knee injury, but I expect that he'll play next week.
All right, so there's the update on the injury list for the Cardinals for the game against the Bengals this Sunday. Another story broken by Dan Graziano of ESPN. And he talks about how sources, we always use that in our vernacular.
Outside sources
have indicated to him that the Cardinals, depending on Kyler Murray's health, will look to trade him at the end of this season.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation going, but his outside sources are saying, hey, the Cardinals may just not play one Kyler Murray, just like Josh Dobbs played out, and then save him for a trade situation. It's interesting, Jimmy, some of these stories floating around after 5 games.
Right.
Yeah, after 4 games, and here you are putting Kyler Murray out there that he could be traded. Well, depending how he plays. So I think the Cardinals, if that's true, let's just speculate. Do you want to get him completely healthy, have him audition to how healthy he is if there's going to be a trade made, or do you put him in bubble wrap the rest of the year, save him? Because what's the other speculation was is they probably get a 5th-round draft pick and a 6th-round draft pick for him. Not going to get a lot of cachet. So that's some of the I would say outside sources talking to Dan Graziano from what he could gather up. That here's some things that could be going on with the Arizona Cardinals. And what I think, guys, is if you don't see Kyler Murray playing after 8, maybe 9 games, there may be a lot of merit to that story.
That's very fair that you say that. And there are a lot of really good quarterbacks coming up in this draft as well. Football at 50, always presented by Putting World. You got to check it out. Putting World in Scottsdale. Take advantage of unlimited all-day play, just $29, Sunday through Thursday, and on Friday and Saturdays, it's just $10 more. Head to puttingworld.com for all of the details, I should say, and deals, and that is puttingworld.com. Now, let's get to our Lerner and Rowe one call.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Just sort of getting ready for
Kelly and Gallen, and when they're commanding the baseball, they both mix really well. I see them both as neutral pitchers as far as left versus right-hand hitters. They don't walk too many guys, and so I think it's one of those. When you get hits, we got some big hits that did some damage when we got them. The most important step is to keeping guys off base, getting that first hitter out of the inning. But outside of that, you got to vary your looks and understand what they're going to try to do to create run scoring opportunities and just kind of manage it the best you can. We know each other really well. It just kind of comes down to who plays better baseball.
There you go. Thank you to MLB Network. That is, of course, the manager for the LA Dodgers, Dave Roberts, as they get ready to go after each other. It all starts tomorrow night. It is the Snakes and the Dodgers in Los Angeles. In a wreck, need a check? Just make one call to Lerner and Rowe. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always at lernerandrowe.com. One call, that's all. Lerner and Rowe, they can help you. 602-977-1900. Now, let's get to what's on tap.
All right, Richie, pour me a cold one back there at 4:30 tonight. Outstanding football game on ESPN.
Oh, boy.
K-State Wildcats will be visiting Oklahoma State. The Cats at 3-1. The Cowboys, this game in Stillwater at 2-2. And then at 5 o'clock on FS1, Nebraska. The Cornhuskers and Illinois will be going at it. And that game again on FS1 at 5 o'clock. So what's on tap is brought to you by the Roc and Manuch Lager by Huss Brewing Company. Now available at the Tavern Grill in Scottsdale, 88th Street and East Via Linda. The Arena Sports Grill on Bell and 62nd Street. Upper Crust at Cave Creek and the 101 right there next to the Costco. And in the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. And by the way, the new Roc and Manuch Amber is coming to BKD's backyard joint at Pecos and McQueen and Chandler. Try it for yourself. That's the Roc and Manuch Lager and coming the Amber by Huss Brewing Company.
All right, let's get to our State 48 roofing. It's your call question of the day. And for a free quote, repair, or installation, just head to state48roofing.com. You can always follow them on social media by searching hashtag sexy roof status.
So how must the D-backs beat the Dodgers in the NLDS best 3 out of 5 series? You can go to at Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Is it a staunch bullpen? Is it timely hitting? Is it better managing, or is it aggressive on the bases? Well, timely hitting at 44.4%, followed by better managing at 33.3%, or staunch bullpen at 22.2%, aggressive on the bases, 0%. I like the bullpen, Jimmy.
I went bullpen as well. I think if the bullpen has great success like they did in Milwaukee against the Brewers, then the D-backs do indeed have a shot. Hey, we want to remind everybody we're going to be at the CAZ Sports Park and Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona for Monday, and immediately following our show, it is the Monday night tailgate party. It's going to be a great time. The Packers and the Raiders. And our guests will be Rudy Carpenter, Craig Fouie for Fact or Fouie, and, of course, former Cardinals wide receiver Frank Sanders. Thank you, everybody.